Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Saturday, June 28th, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ ORION NWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Seattle Mariners versus the Texas Rangers. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 5 minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into the starting lineups. Happy Saturday, everyone. And on the thumb on the left is center fielder stud Julio Rodriguez. And on the right fielder for the Rangers, Adolis Garcia. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners at shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Batting second, DHing today, Julio Rodriguez. Batting third, catching today for Seattle, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, playing center field today, Luke Raley. Batting fifth, playing left field, Randy Arozarena. Batting sixth, playing first base, Donovan Solano. Batting seventh, playing right field, Dominic Canzone. Batting eighth, playing third base, Miles Mastroboni. And batting ninth, playing second base, Cole Young. And on the mound for the Mariners, one of our aces, 7-4 record with an ERA of 3.12. It is Brian Whoa. And now let's get into the starting lineups here for the home Texas Rangers. Leading off for the Rangers at first base, Josh Smith. Batting second, playing shortstop for Texas, Corey Seager. Batting third, playing second base, Marcus Semien. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, right fielder, Adolis Garcia. Batting fifth, DHing today, Jonah Heim. Batting sixth, playing center field, Evan Carter. Batting seventh, playing third base, Josh Young. Batting eighth, playing left field, Alejandro Asuna. And batting ninth, catching today for the Rangers, Kyle Higashioka. And on the mound for the Rangers with a 3-4 record, an ERA of 6.68, it is Kumar Rocker. And we're going to be shooting for 20 likes within the first hour, 50 or more overall, and 100 in the donos on every single stream. Let's go, baby. Yeah, you're telling me, Miles. And again, I mean, we actually have players, that are good enough to bunt and put it into play. It's just that it's not a part of Dan Wilson's, game plan, game in and game out. And I really do believe if, the Mariners were to bunt, 1 to 3 times a game, I really think that we would get on. Most of the time when you see someone bunt properly, I would say 80% of the time you're going to move the runner over or you're going to be safe because defenses aren't coached to practice defensive bunting techniques, at least not in 2025 because teams don't really bunt that often. But I really do think it's like one part of the game that isn't used enough. And, if you ended up bunting 3 to 4 times a game, that could be 3 to 4 extra base hits that you're getting, especially if a player is in a slump. you can get back on track by just dropping a bunt down. And if the throw is wild to first, hell, a bunt could turn into a double. And again, I've seen it before. So you never know what can happen when you end up, going that particular route. And even though we don't have Ichiro, obviously here in 2025, hopefully we can channel our inner Ichiro Suzuki here today. And what a wild one it was yesterday. We went through many individuals in the pen. And again, it definitely was a game that we could have lost. We were up 5-1. They tied it 5-5. They didn't take out Logan Gilbert appropriately. They left him in. And again, you want to make sure you're taking a guy out, whether it's the 4th, the 5th, or the 6th. If there's runners at 1st and 2nd or 2nd and 3rd with no outs, you're in trouble. And a lot of times, fatigue is a big factor. They can't find their spots anymore. But luckily, we were able to get the 7-6 win in 12 innings, and it definitely could have went either way. But I'm really proud of Miles Mastroboni, doing the thing, offensively and defensively. Hell, he even pitched in the previous game, late in the matchup for us, making a really game-saving catch and a game-winning hit. But on top of that, I want to give a special shout-out to Edward Bizzardo, for one of the guys last year who might have been one of the worst with Taylor Saucedo in the pen. He's really stepped up, and Bizzardo now, in my opinion, he's the second best player in the pen behind Matt Brash, and I don't think anyone can really argue that. Normally, we would say Gabe Spire, but Gabe has been very shaky this season. He's very streaky. Sometimes he's lights out, but lately he's been giving up wild pitches that have brought in runs. He's giving up hits, RBIs, home runs. So I still like Gabe, but I just don't trust him. And again, really the only guys I trust are Brash, Bizzardo, and who? You already know who it is, Andres Munoz. All right, so we have some kind of delay here, which they just brought up. So I'm not sure really what's going on here. But hopefully we'll get into action here shortly. I know they're doing some kind of celebration, for maybe some of the Rangers Hall of Fame. So I'm not sure if that's why we have a slight delay, as we can see up on the scoreboard here, but hopefully we'll end up getting into the action here sooner than later. Captain in the building. What's good? Go Mariners. And again, we want to be able to, maximize every, moment that we have. And we ended up hitting the highest number so far in the season, which was great. Anytime games go in extra innings, you know that we're going to be able to get a boost, because I am the guy that does the Seattle Mariners, right? So over 3,300 people, over 108 likes. We had almost the secondary goal. Everything was, flowing beautifully. And on top of that, we ended up getting the dub, and that's the most important part of it all. So. Oh, no. Dave Parker? No way. I used to watch Dave when I was a little kid. That is very unfortunate. Prayers up to the Parker family. And a nice job so far here. We're at 10 already. So hopefully we'll be able to get into the game here sooner than later. But obviously it's not a rain delay because it's in Texas and they have a roof. I know on the Rangers Baseball Hall of Fame. So I guess right now the presentation is going long. And they had Elvis Andrus on there as well. And then they got a couple players here in the back of trucks. And again, so this is a little extra celebration here that they're doing. So, yes, I actually just looked down at my phone. And sometimes, it's going to be a little choppy, and again, sometimes it'll be, the person's internet. Sometimes it's just the program itself. Again, there's not a whole lot of options. There used to be a few more, but obviously those are not available anymore. But again, that one is probably the most reliable. Let me see if I can send you another option just in case, but that is why we have a slight delay here. It's the Texas Rangers Hall of Fame ceremony, kind of like how the Seattle Mariners are going to be doing it for Ichiro Suzuki. So that is the reason why we are on a slight delay, but it's not going to be too much longer. They're just trying to make sure they're not rushing the celebrations for the players, which I totally understand. We're going to have Ichiro in our Hall of Fame as well. So I think they're just going to go through a little bit of the pre-show, and we should be able to get going here in just a couple minutes. All right, Zachary, I just messaged you, through the DM that you sent me through Instagram, and those are just the other two options that I know. And again, I'm not sure, what you're going to be looking at, but again, I think for me, SE is the best. Again, there was others that were maybe slightly faster and maybe a little bit better. But again, there has been some, takedowns of certain options. So, this is kind of what we have to work with for the moment. And then those other two options that I ended up sending you, those ones will work as well. And then you can kind of bounce around between the three and figure out which one works out the best for you. But those would be the ones that I typically would use. And hopefully that will solve the question that you just answered. Dave in the building, what's good? How are you? Daniel in the building, what's good? And again, we just have a couple more minutes as they're wrapping up the Texas Ranger Hall of Fame. So it's not through the MLB, it's just through the team itself. And again, I believe, I saw Elvis Andrus on there as well. I'm not sure if they were, I'm not sure. Oh, no problem, brother. Let me get that back to you. But again, anytime they end up having a celebration for a team, sometimes that'll, delay. But at least it's not going to be something like what we saw with the White Sox and the Twins, where we're having, a 2, 3, 4 hour rain delay. We're in Texas. They have a roof. They're smart. They know. And we will be getting started here momentarily within just a few minutes. So if you haven't smashed the like button yet, please do. Help us get to 20 likes within the first hour, 50 or more overall. And obviously we'll be shooting for 100 in the donos on every single stream. Fantastic stream. We peaked at over 250 people in the room, 33 to 3,400 people yesterday. It was a very solid day with the donos, the likes, the subs. We gained like 10. And not only that with the views, but at the end of the day, the best thing is that the Mariners got the dub, and we definitely could have let that game slip through our fingers. And hopefully, Dan Wilson will recognize, I know we have limited pieces that we can use in the pen, but also with starting pitching, you got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. And again, I feel like Dan doesn't really recognize those signs with runners at first and second or second and third with no outs. I think that's the one thing that managers don't understand in MLB in 2025. Every single team should have an analytical, type of individual, like a stat nerd like myself, sitting right next to the, manager and letting them know what the percentages are if you end up keeping a guy in. And I don't care if it's Skeens, Skubal, Sale, Logan Gilbert, you name it. You want to make sure that even though there's an aura around certain guys, and we know how legit some of the top end guys are, they are human. And again, once they get to a point where you want guys to pitch 6-7 innings, but they're looking a little raw, in the fourth and the fifth, if you don't pull the trigger and end up eliminating that individual and bringing someone else in, now that newbie that you bring in from the dugout in the bullpen could end up doing just as bad or worse. But again, most of the time the bleeding will stop if you end up taking that guy out, so that way you can, get out of that inning, maybe not fully unscathed, but maybe only giving up a run, rather than the Mariners being up 5-1, having the game tied 5 minutes later at 5-5. And, every time it seemed like we took a lead, the Rangers responded. But again, the MVPs last night, Miles Mastroboni getting it done on defense, saving the game for us, game-winning RBI, and on top of that, Edward Bazardo. He used to be one of our worst guys in the pen. Now he's the second best behind Matt Brash. We would have not won that game without Mastroboni as well as Edward Bazardo. And again, it's really cool to be able to see those guys step up, as well as Donovan Solano, and again, just because a guy started off slow and wasn't good at the beginning of the year doesn't mean that they can't get better as the season goes on. So like what I'm seeing so far, now we just have to wish, the Houston Astros weren't the hottest team in baseball within the last month. They have an insane record. Within the last month, they're number one in MLB with like a 23-8 record. So again, that's the one team that we're trying to catch up to. We had a 8-game, win percentage above 500 at our peak when we were on our 9 consecutive series win streak. And then now, obviously, we're looking up in the standings. Astros are great, right? We know this. Yankees are great. Tigers are great, but I do think the Mariners have a chance, to be the 4th best team, in the American League. I do believe that they can make a wild card, and if the Astros have any injuries or hit a wall, it is possible that we catch up, not right now, obviously on their hot streak, but maybe after the All-Star break. But, regardless if the Astros win, which they probably will, or if the Mariners can find a way to creep up into the standings, we should still be able to get a wild card. And at the end of the day, it's all about getting into the dance. And if you can get into the dance, the playoffs, anything can happen. And we'll see what happens, obviously, here today. And they're getting situated with the pitchers and the hitters. Everyone's warming up right now. And again, they just had a little bit of a delay because the Texas Rangers had their Hall of Fame celebration today. And again, it went a little long and they didn't want to rush, any of the celebrations. So that's why we haven't had first pitch, which was slated for 1:05, obviously here Pacific today. Just got done watching WWE there in Saudi Arabia, Night of Champions. And that one definitely was very, very good. The crowd for Saudi Arabia was pretty money. And again, it's all about that energy and that swagger. And I highly recommend, if you are a WWE fan, if you did miss the PLE, go back and watch it. Even though I watched it already, I'll probably go back and watch it again after this particular event is over. Sarah in the building, what's good? And we're off to a good start with the $20 holla. Let's go. All right, baby. T-Dog with a big $20 dono to start us off. I appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. And if there's anything that you want to be able to see photo-wise, you let me know. And again, I will take care of you. Appreciate you. We're at 20, 80 to go on the dono train. Judah in the building, what's good? And obviously the Elvis Andrews celebration for the Texas Rangers Hall of Fame. Obviously, like I mentioned, they're just trying to get everything situated here, and that speech and that celebration ended up being maybe about 15 minutes longer than expected, but they didn't really want to rush anything. I don't blame them. We have our Ichiro Mariners 2024 Hall of Fame, as well as MLB, Hall of Fame kind of, collaboration, celebration coming up in summer in Seattle for us as well. We love Ichiro Suzuki through and through. And again, hopefully we'll get first pitch going here momentarily. Just waiting for everyone to warm up and everyone to get situated right now. They're interviewing a few people, and hopefully we'll get going here. And it looks like we should be all set within a second or two. On the mound for the Rangers, 3-4 record, an ERA of 6.68, Kumar Rocker. So with an ERA and record like this, we should be able to do some damage here early. Leading off for the Mariners is shortstop J.P. Crawford. In a rare move for the Mariners, we got Julio Rodriguez in the 2-hole DHing. And he has been hitting the ball the last couple days. Hopefully that will be something that'll work for us. And batting third, big dumper catcher Cal Raleigh. And hopefully we can see Cal not get intentionally walked twice yesterday. They're treating him like Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, and Mark McGwire already. They are very intimidated by Cal Raleigh. And again, this year, Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Cal Raleigh, it's just nice to be able to have our very own Ohtani and Judge in Seattle. But it's kind of crazy that they're, already treating him like Barry Bonds, and we're not even at the, All-Star break. We're still about a month away. So hopefully they'll be able to pitch to him. And I think that, opposing fans, they want to see him break records too. So, again, I know it's strategy and all, and you don't want, Big Dumper to be the reason why the Rangers lose. But also, as baseball fans, we want to see history, especially if it's going to be from a guy that is not cheating, not doing PEDs, not doing steroids. He's just got a big dumper. He's got a torpedo bat that he uses, and he's got great technique, and he's a great leader, great for the game. And hopefully we'll be able to see some type of home run by Cal today or tomorrow or both. Let's go.
Oh my God.
Jake Locker. I got you. First pitch to J.P. Crawford. Big swing and a miss, high and away. Four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour, 0-1 count. And we definitely need J.P. to go on early and often, and hopefully he can get a hit in one of his first two at-bats. But if he gets a hit here, we have a good chance of scoring in the first inning. If he doesn't, it'll be a little bit tougher. Pitch fouled off, behind in the count 0-2 from Rocker to Crawford. 0-2 pitch. High and away with the slider, 84 miles an hour by Rocker. 1 ball and 2 strikes to J.P. Crawford. Let's go, J.P. 1-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. And down goes J.P. Crawford, 1 away. And again, the leadoff hitter really does set the tone, for the matchup. And again, we can't wait for Victor Robles to come back, maybe late in the year. I'm not sure if he'll be ready or not. But for now, JP, got to step up, my guy. Next up, DHing today. And that's not something that you say out of Julio Rodriguez often. But we'll see how it works here. Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rob. See if we can get 2 hits today. You had a solid outing yesterday. You had a terrible June. You only had 2 ribbies, pretty much in the whole month within the last couple days. But then you got those RBIs up lately, and hopefully we can actually have a solid, July. June has not been very kind to Julio. First pitch, low and at the knees with the cutter, 1-0 count. 91 miles an hour there by Kumar Rocker. 1-0 pitch, and Julio flies out to left with the cutter, 2 away. Next up, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Pitch to him. I don't want to see any intentional walks, and that's not something that has happened. There's only 2 other players that have ever got intentionally walked, a no-namer and Ken Griffey Jr. So, it's one of those things that we're not used to seeing, guys intentionally walked, and Cal is having a historic, first part of the season, but we're only about halfway. We still got, quite a few games to go, and I definitely want to see Cal breaking those records. First pitch is inside to Cal. Was a jam the hitter with the curve, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss, low and away to Cal Raleigh. 1 ball and 1 strike from Rocker to Raleigh. Let's go, big dumper. 1-1 pitch, and Raleigh grounds out to second, throw to first, and that is out number 3. And again, it shows you the importance of being able to get someone on like JP for that to carry over to Julio and Cal. And again, sometimes when JP doesn't get, on base, sometimes, Julio and Cal won't either. So I still have confidence that we can end up getting 1 to 3 runs within the first 5 innings. Magic number will be 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. And I know we can get that number, baby. Going to the bottom of the first inning, 7-4 record, ERA of 3.12. Brian fucking Woo. Let's go. Leading off for the Rangers, first baseman Josh Smith. Batting second, shortstop Corey Seager. And batting third baseman, second baseman Marcus Simeon. Let's go, baby. See if I can get some Jake Locker here. He was a stud. That's for damn sure. Just kind of got drafted by the wrong team. Going to the Titans is not going to be ideal, at that particular time. So, the Huskies have had some pretty good ones. Marquise Tuiasosopo. They've had a few. But obviously, the most recent dominant quarterback, Michael Penix Jr., and he should be able to do some big things for the Atlanta Falcons. See if I can squeeze in one more. Jake Locker. They don't have too many options for him, but I can get one more squeezed in here real quick. Appreciate you very much. Flying Monk got us off to a good start with a $20 holla. Jake Locker, Husky Hall of Fame, stud. Appreciate you very, very much, and I'll see what else I can find in between the commercial breaks. All right, first pitch from Brian Wu to Josh Smith. Takes a strike looking in the zone. 0-1 count. And we know Brian Wu, sinker, slider, changeup, sweeper. 27% for the sinker, 13 for the slider, 9 for the change, 8 for the sweeper. The four-seam fastball, he loves that pitch as well. 0-1 pitch, low and away to Josh Smith. Changeup, 88 miles an hour by Brian Wu. 1 ball and 1 strike here at the bottom of the first. Wu on the mound, Josh Smith in the box. 1-1 pitch, low and away. Changeup, 88 miles an hour, misses the strike zone. 2 balls and 1 strike to Josh Smith. Two for 5 night for Josh Smith yesterday. Had a fantastic day. 2-1 pitch. Fouled off right down the middle. Nice souvenir for that fan. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Smith. Yeah, Judah, yesterday was insane, man. It was our highest viewed baseball stream for the Mariners this year. But obviously, anytime the game goes into extras and it's close, of course, there's going to be people that have parlays either for the Rangers or the Mariners, or wanting to tune in to see if we, have a victorious celebration and we dance at the end, or if we end up getting our ass kicked. So, it definitely was fun yesterday. At the end of the day, we got the dub with Mastroboni and Bizzardo, and it felt good. 2-2 pitch, high and inside. Tries to jam the hitter high and tight with that four-seam fastball. 94 miles an hour. Just misses the strike zone by a few inches. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, and no outs. 3-2 pitch, and Smith pulls it to left. Nice hit there by Josh Smith. Next up, shortstop Corey Seager. We definitely have to limit the damage. We want to make sure that Wu gives up 3 runs or less, if possible. Every starting pitcher, we have to be in that boat. Obviously, 0, 1, or 2 is preferred, but this is the MLB. It's tough. But our bullpen has been pretty good besides Zach Pop, so as long as we don't see him. First pitch, high and inside from Wu to Seager, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss by Corey Seager. 1 ball and 1 strike here in the bottom of the first. 1-1 pitch, high and away, misses the strike zone for about 5 feet there. 2 balls and 1 strike from Wu to Seager. I got the Julio jersey on today. Figured I'd show him some love. Let's go, baby. 2-1 pitch, high and inside. Wu's a little wild here in the bottom of the first. He was very good at the beginning of the year, but lately he's been a little shaky. 3 balls and 1 strike with a runner at first and no outs. We're going to need a double play or a punch out. We'll take a cheap pop up and ground out as well. Three-two pitch or 3-1 pitch. There it is, baby. Grounded out into the double play to the shortstop, JP. Throw to first. Got him. And that's exactly what we needed. Thank you, Corey Seager. We needed that yesterday. Down goes Corey with the double play, and there's nothing is worse as a hitter than hitting into a double play, especially to end the inning. But we'll take the 2 outs here. Next up is Marcus Semien, and since Wu has been a little wild so far, we're gonna need probably double plays a couple times today. First pitch from Wu to Semien inside, tries to jam the hitter with the sinker, 94 miles an hour, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss, high and away. Four-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour by Brian Wu. 1-1 count. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, low and away by Marcus Semien. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Maybe this will be Wu's punch out here in the first inning. Let's go, Wu. Bring that electricity. You've been a little wild to start off, but again, still 0-0. And there it is. Big swing and a miss. Sometimes you can just tell when that punch out is approaching. And there it is. Brian Wu with a punch out on Marcus Semien. Nice job, Brian Wu. Let's get it, baby. And I don't expect 8, 9, 10 Ks out of Brian Wu. I'm looking at 4 to 7. And as long as we get a couple double plays, a couple pop-ups, a couple ground outs, he doesn't need, 7 to 10 for us to win. We can still win with 4 to 6 or 4 to 7. And, we'll see. Hopefully he'll heat up and get closer to that 6, 7, 8 number before he ends up exiting. But, any way you dice it, as long as we end up getting the outs, that's all that matters. End of the first inning, we're knotted up here at 0. See if I can pour in a couple more quick photos here of Jake Locker. Some of them aren't going to fit the screen because they have different sizes and whatnot. So, got a couple action shots there. One against the Beavers. See if I can find anything else. Some of them aren't formatting, unfortunately. But if I can get this one from UCLA to convert. There we go. End of the first inning, we're knotted up at 0. All right, I got too many photos. I got to delete some of these and move some around. Let's see if we can get one more here for Flying Monk. We missed you yesterday. There's another Jake Locker going against the Bruins there. Next up for the Mariners here in the top of the second, playing center field for Julio, Luke Raley. Batting second in the 5-hole, Randy Arozarena, and batting third, first baseman Donovan Solano. First pitch to Luke Raley, takes a strike looking low and away with the curveball, 0-1 count. Oh, 0-1 pitch in play, and Raley gets a nice single to left. Nice job, Luke. My boy. Here we go, Luke. And maybe we'll get one of these later in the matchup. Nice job, Luke Raley. Next up for the Mariners, with a runner at first in the top of the second. It's a global broadcast on FS1. Randy Arozarena, first pitch. Fouls that one off. 0-1 count. Let's go, Randy. And again, Kumar Rocker on the mound, 3-4 record, an ERA of 6.68. So we should be able to get 1 to 3 runs within the first 5 innings. You would think. 0-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking on the line. Behind in the count, 0-2 from Rocker to Arozarena. Come on, Randy.
Oh my gosh.
0-2 pitch. And Randy Arozarena lines out to left. One away. All right. One of the heroes lately for the Mariners. And again, was very bad at the beginning of the year, batted 4 for 40 in his first 40 at-bats, batted 100, and we were thinking, what the hell? Why is this guy on the team? But he's been very good as of late, and hopefully he'll be able to help us win the game here today. Donovan Solano. Let's go, Don. First pitch to Solano from Rocker. Takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. There we go. Nice job, Captain. We're at 20. Next goal will be 30, and then after that, 40, and then 50. A 1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle by Donovan Solano. Gets behind in the count, 0-2 from Kumar Rocker. Come on, Donovan. 265 average, 3 homers, 16 ribbies, OPS of 672, but 16 hits out of his last 26 at-bats. Incredible. Julio could only dream of stats that good. But hopefully Julio will get to that point at one point in this 2025 season, maybe in July or August. We know he's good to get hot for at least a month or two in the season. He may not be good for the whole 6-month run, but he'll be good for at least a couple months. And we saw a fantastic May. 0-2 pitch in play, and Solano grounds out into the double play. Throw to first, and got him. Quite a few double plays here early. And again, that's the worst thing that can happen, for a player hitting into a double play. We had the Rangers hit into one. Now Solano hits into one. We're still knotted up here at 0 with only a hit apiece. All right, let's go to the bottom of the second and see if we can't hit into another double play here. Let's see who's up for the Rangers. Next up, in the 4-hole, right fielder Adolis Garcia. Batting second, DHing Jonah Heim. And batting third, center fielder Evan Carter. I can get at least one more Jake Locker in here for Flying Monk. Maybe one with some graphics on it. Bottom of the second, we're still knotted up here at 0. There we go. Laka. Too bad he didn't pan out with the Titans and whatnot, but obviously dominating in college and dominating in the pros are two separate things. But again, you can always be a college legend. We got a couple at Oregon, with LaMichael James and DeAnthony Thomas. They might have not, panned out in the NFL, but they're still icons and legends here in the Pacific Northwest. Hell, I still rock their jerseys on the regular. First pitch from Brian Wu to Adolis Garcia. Fouls off, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Adolis Garcia. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Adolis Garcia. Come on, Wu. Let's go, baby. One-two pitch. High and inside by Wu. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Adolis Garcia. Guesser was nice. Again, I like to be able to follow everything Pac-8, Pac-10, Pac-12. Obviously, it's not the same conference anymore since, we've had a lot of the teams move to other conferences and whatnot. But I do definitely remember the good old days. 2-2 pitch. high and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Garcia. I mean, they had some pretty good ones over there on the Coug side too. Ryan Leaf, very, very dominant in the college game, right? Gardner Minshew. There's been some pretty solid pieces. 3-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, and another punch out for Brian Wu. Let's go, baby. Bring that electricity. Nice job by Brian Wu. Adolis Garcia. See ya. Next up, DHing Jonah Heim. First pitch to Jonah Heim from Brian Wu, fouled off. Low and at the knees, 0-1 count. Josh in the building, what's good? Bottom of the second, 0-0 Mariners and Rangers. Wu on the mound, Jonah Heim in the box. Oh, 1 pitch in play and flied out to right, 2 away. Good defense there by the Mariners. And Jonah Heim connects, but does not go yard. It stays in the stadium, in the field, 2 away. Next up, center fielder, Evan Carter. First pitch, low and away, 4-seam fastball by Wu, 1-0 count. Brian Wu, 7-4 record, ERA of 3.12. But at one point of the season, his record was 5-1 with an ERA of 2. So it hasn't really been too pretty for him lately, but hopefully we can get the starting pitching back on course. Yeah, and Cam Ward. That just happened, though, and we'll have to kind of see what we get out of Cam Ward. I assume he'll be good. I got more trust in him than Shedeur Sanders and a lot of the others, and hopefully it works out for them. The main thing I like about Cam is his attitude. He's very humble and he's hardworking. The complete opposite of Shedeur Sanders, where he feels entitled because his dad's Dion. And there's definitely some athleticism out of Shedeur, but I don't think he has everything mentally to be able to come through in tough spots like Cam would. And Carter singles right up the middle with 2 away. Nice little base knock there by Evan. Next up, third baseman Josh Young. We need a force out at second. Let's go. That man in the building, what's good? First pitch right down the middle. Takes a strike looking from Brian Wu, 0-1 count. Bottom of the second with a runner at first and 2 outs. FS1 Global Broadcast. And you're here with the NWSF. Delay was for the Texas Rangers Hall of Fame celebration for Elvis Andrus, the former player there. So sometimes when they have those celebrations that aren't through the MLB Hall of Fame, just the team's Hall of Fame, they end up going a little long, and that's what happened. And we're going to have Ichiro with his Hall of Fame celebration this summer. So probably we'll have a delay on our game as well. 0-2 pitch, and big swing and a miss. Down goes Josh Young on 3 pitches. See ya. Let's go. Nice job by Brian Wu. Hopefully we get somewhere between 4 to 7 Ks here today. Of course, we would love, 8 to 12, somewhere in that nature. But again, Rangers are a good hitting team, and they're our rival, and it's going to be tough. But so far, so good for Brian Wu. He's got 3 Ks early on to Rockers 1. Nice job, Wu. And also the most important part, he hasn't given up a homer yet, and we're not down 3-0. So we're still knotted up at 0, and let's see if we can take the lead here. Nice job by Brian Wu. 7-4 record, ERA of 3.12. Let's win this game, baby. Donovan Solano has been a stud, and hopefully that'll continue in this game as well. Leading off for the Mariners here in the top of the third, right fielder Dominic Canzone. Batting second in the 8-hole, third baseman over Ben Williamson, Miles Mastrobuoni. And he's been so good. I mean, he filled in as a pitcher, had that amazing catch that saved the game for us in foul territory, and ended up having the game-winning RBI. Miles Mastrobuoni is really putting the pressure on the Mariner organization to, have him start, because right now Ben Williamson has been heating up too, and Williamson has been doing well, but Mastrobuoni has been giving you a little bit extra. And again, it's going to be hard to keep Miles out of the lineup. especially when he's been playing the way that he has. And batting third in the 9-hole, second baseman Cole Young. And hopefully we get the Harry Ford call-up sooner than later as well. First pitch from Kumar Rocker to Dominic Canzone, takes a strike looking. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch from Rocker, fouled off, low and away. Behind in the count 0-2 to Dominic Canzone. Let's go, Dom. You're due, baby. Top of the third, we're knotted up at 0. Magic number is 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. Let's get it, baby. 0-2 pitch, low and away. That one's fouled off. Behind in the count, still 0-2 to Dominic Canzone. I mean, there's a few guys that we should be looking at. Eugenio Suarez coming back to the Mariners. Could be an option, but I don't know about the money, though. Obviously, good vibes only. We should have never got rid of him. And then nice catch by that fan there in the foul ball territory. Barehanded it. Nice catch by that guy right there, Ranger fan. Beltre's in the building as well. But, and then also Ryan O'Hearn from the Orioles would be a good fit, and Bo Naylor, from the Guardians. So, there's a few guys that could really make a huge impact. We're looking for a little bit more depth at first and third, maybe even in right field, and definitely a couple bullpen guys, 2 or 3, to give us that extra lift and oomph. Obviously not only for hitting wise with O'Hearn, Eugenio Suarez, and Bo Naylor, but also a couple relievers because we only have Brash and Bizzardo who are really consistent. Everyone else is kind of a toss-up. So, and I know Mariner fans would love to have Gino back, but then that would kind of let the other players regress and go backwards like Williamson and Miles Mastrobuoni. But, we know who the better player is. 0-2 pitch. Back. See ya! Dominic Canzone, homer to right, 425 feet. I told you he was overdue, and there it is, 1-0 Mariners. There we go. Nice job, Dom. Way to bring that electricity. Let's go. Hell yeah, baby. 1-0 Mariners. Next up, Miles Mastrobuoni. First pitch from Rocker to Mastrobuoni. Takes a strike looking inside. Sinker, 96 miles an hour, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking right down the middle by Kumar Rocker. Behind in the count, 0-2. But again, even if we get behind in the count 0-2 or we have 2 outs, that doesn't mean that we can't go off and rally. And, nice start there for the Mariners. And again, you never know who's going to be the hero. It's not always going to be Julio or Cal. We're going to need the role players to step up. And the more role players that step up, the better chance that we have to not only win series, but to catch up to the Stros, even though they're the hottest team in baseball, within the last month, like 23-8 record. 1-2 pitch. And big swing and a miss for Mastrobuoni, 2 away. But Miles has been very good for us. Pitching, hitting, defending. Great to be able to see guys that we bring over actually play well. Next up, Cole Young. Top of the third with 1 out. Cole Young in the box. First pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 0-1 count. Let's go, Cole. Great start, baby. Let's go. I figured you were going to be able to come up with something like that. Nice little tidbit of stats. You know, I'm a stickler for stats and analytics. That's awesome. 0-1 pitch, low and at the hips, four-seam fastball, 1 ball and 1 strike from Rocker to Young. 1-1 pitch, in play, and he got hit by the pitch. Wow. All right, we'll take that. And again, Cole, you know, at times has looked good, and at other times he looks like a rookie and has struggled. But anytime you can get hit by a pitch and not get hurt, I'll take that. All right, here we go. Let's see if JP can make something happen. 0 for 1 with a K at his first at-bat. Let's see if JP can get a single here or better in his second at-bat. Top of the third, 1-0 Mariners. Dominic Canzone with a solo jack to right, 425 feet just a couple minutes ago. 1-0 Mariners. Let's go. First pitch to JP Crawford from Kumar Rocker. 5 feet off the plate, high and away. Sinker, 94 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Let's go, JP. I need this energy. I need this swagger. I need this aura. Let's go. Yeah, I think Rocker and Wu have looked a little wild today. You know, they haven't really, I mean, there's been a few pitches that have been in the strike zone, but there's been a few pitches by both pitchers that have been like 3 to 5 feet off the plate, like not even close. So, but we do know that Wu has, you know, 5 or 6 pitches that he likes to go through. With Rocker, you know, I'm not really too familiar with how many that he does on a regular basis because I'm not watching every single start of Rocker, but I do know that he throws, you know, 4 or 5 pitches as well. You know, usually you'll have a couple that will be your favorite, and then you have a couple backup, you know, pitches that you'll throw just occasionally. 30 likes. There we go. Good start. 20 more to go. 1-1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at first, Cole Young, and 1 out. Rocker on the mound, JP Crawford in the box. Let's go, JP. Bring that electricity, baby. And again, when you can get good results from the top of the order, it will trickle to the middle and the bottom half of the order as well. Let's go. And we're at 20 on the Dono train, 80 to go. Shout out to Flying Monk to get us started with that 20. Top of the third, 1-0 Seattle. The battle of the 25-year-olds, Rocker and Wu. 1-2 pitch, high and away. Misses that one by a foot as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Rocker to Crawford. But the difference is Wu is one of the top 2 pitchers on the Mariners. With Kumar Rocker, you know, he's not one of the top guys. I mean, he's 3-4, 6.68 ERA, which would be similar to like an Emerson Hancock, you know, for their team. So in reality, we should win this game, you would assume, as long as we don't have a Zach Pop come in late, you know, or a Legomina or Snyder early in the year where they gave up 6-7 runs in extras. And then Pop, you know, giving up 7. I mean, that's unacceptable. You can't have guys coming in the bullpen giving up 5, 6, 7, 8 runs. It's, you know, it's a deal breaker, man. And hopefully we don't see Zach Pop ever again. You know, I've seen enough. Send him back to AAA or cut him. But I know they won't do that just yet. 2-2 pitch and takes a strike 3 looking. There we go. Nice job by Rocker. All right, Kumar, we're not haters here. Nice punch out for you. You've been a little wild here today, Kumar. Down goes JP. 2 away. Get him next time, JP. Next up, DHing Julio Rodriguez. Come on, J-Rod. Trident's up, baby. Let's go. First pitch from Rocker to Julio, fouls that one off. High and away, 4-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Let's go, J-Rod. Trident's up, baby. Let's get it. Top of the third inning, 1-0 Seattle. Dominic Canzone with a solo jack to give us the 1-0 lead. And again, we're going to need 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. That'll be the magic number. 0-1 pitch, and fielder's choice grounded out to second. And that is the end of the Mariners in the top of the third inning. But at least we got the Dominic Canzone home run. Beggars can't be choosers. You're not only, you're not always going to get 2, 3, 4, 5 runs in an inning. And we have to be thankful that we got the home run and have the lead. And hopefully we'll get a few more. All right, let's go to the bottom of the third inning and see who's up next here for the Rangers. Next up for the Rangers in the 8-hole, left fielder Alejandro Osuna, who had a nice double at his first at-bat yesterday. Batting second, the former Yankee catcher Kyle Higashioka. We've seen him play on a few teams, Padres, Yankees, and now Texas. And batting third, back at the top of the order, first baseman Josh Smith, 1 for 1. Trident's up. Let's go, Evs. Gained 3 subs already, just in this broadcast alone, which is great. Now we're only 95 away from 21,000. Yesterday we gained like 10 to 15, somewhere in that general range. I think it was around 12, just in yesterday's broadcast. So it may take a couple days or a couple weeks, but we're definitely going to get to that 21,000 number. And once we hit 21,000, then the goal will be 22,000. 23, 24, 25, then from 25 obviously to 50, 50 to 75, and then obviously the long-term goal is 100,000. First pitch to Osuna from Brian Wu is inside at the hips. 1-0 count with that sinker. Bottom of the third, 1-0 Mariners. 1-0 pitch to Osuna, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Osuna. 1-1 pitch, low and away with the changeup. 2 balls and 1 strike to Alejandro Osuna. One-two pitch, or excuse me, 2-1 pitch. Fouled off right down the middle, 4-seam fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Osuna. Shout out to all the new subs, and we just got another one. Appreciate you. Updating in real time here. 94 now to go. 2-2 pitch. High and inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Osuna. 3-2 pitch. Low and at the knees, and that is a 6-pitch walk. Come on, Wu. We can't be affording to be walking too many guys. And Osuna to first. All right, next up, catcher Kyle Higashioka. Hopefully we get a double play right up the middle to J.P. Crawford, throw to first, and we'll get 2 outs, or we'll get Kyle to strike out, pop up or ground out, and then we can get the double play with Josh Smith. Bottom of the third, 1-0 Mariners. First pitch from Brian Wu to Kyle Higashioka, takes a strike looking low and away. 94 miles an hour with that sinker, beautifully placed. Nice location there from Brian Wu. 0-1 count. Bottom of the third inning, 1-0 Mariners. Dominic Canzone with a solo dinger to give us the 1-0 lead. And now we have Brian Wu on the mound with Kyle Higashioka in the box. 0-1 pitch, low and away, tries to paint the corner and misses. 1 ball and 1 strike to Higashioka. And Osuna got caught at second. There we go, baby. Caught stealing, baby. Let's go. I appreciate you. What a throw by Cal Raleigh. Beautifully placed. Wow. 1-1 pitch. And Higashioka flies out to Julio in center there. No fly zone. 2 away. We'll take that, man. Nice throw by Cal Raleigh. Nice tag there at second on Osuna. And then you get the pop out on the next guy. Beautiful. Nice throw to Cole Young there. Osuna had no chance. Next up is first baseman Josh Smith. First pitch to Josh Smith. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Fouled off right down the middle from Brian Wu. Now behind in the count 0-2 to Josh Smith. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 50 likes or more before the stream ends. We're off to a good start. We're at 20 on the dono train, 80 to go to hit the goal. And we've been gaining some new subs like Austin City. We appreciate you, as well as a few others that are in the room. And I know that we'll be able to hit that 21,000 sub number sooner than later. It may take a week or two. Hell, it might only take a couple days, depending on, what kind of out that we get and, what kind of extra inning matchups the Mariners have. All it takes is one epic game and you could end up gaining like 20 subs in one night. So sometimes even more than that. 0-2 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Smith. But normally we're gaining like 1 to 5 pretty much every stream, somewhere in there. But if it ends up being like an epic game, sometimes that'll go from 1 to 5 to maybe 5 to 15 or 5 to 20. 1-2 pitch, and Smith reached safely by a throwing error by JP, which is very rare. And hopefully that doesn't happen again. 6 more likes to 40, baby. And then once we're able to get to that 50 number on the regular, which has been kind of the regular now for a couple months, then the next goal will be 60. And then once we go to 60, we'll go 75. Once we're able to do that on a regular basis, and then eventually 100. But you got to crawl before you walk. A little low throw there by JP Crawford. Solano could not handle it. Come on, JP. Next up is Corey Seager, 0 for 1. And JP frustrated with himself. He knew he should have had a little bit more control on that ball. I didn't need to rush it that quickly. I mean, the runner was running, right? But Solano could have had that himself as well. I just kind of hit the wrist part of his mitt. So I'm not really sure if that was on JP. That might have been a little bit on Solano as well. First pitch to Corey Seager, takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. But, definitely both players at fault. Again, the throw was pretty on by JP. It just hit the, kind of the wrist rather than the actual webbing of the mitt. So half error for both. But let's see if we can end them here in the bottom of the third. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees with the changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Seager. One pitch, low and at the knees with the slider. 89 miles an hour. 2 balls and 1 strike to Corey Seager. Runner at first and 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Wu on the mound and Corey Seager in the box. Six more likes to 40. Let's get there, baby. And that's a good start, especially we just broke the 1 hour mark. We're at 1 hour, 5 minutes. So great job, Captain. Bottom of the third, 1-0 Mariners. Had about a 15-minute delay due to the Texas Rangers Hall of Fame celebration for Elvis Andrus, their former stud. And Seager, he connects. Back. See ya. And Corey Seager homers again. 420 feet, smoking us. 2-1 Rangers. And hopefully that'll be the only home run Wu gives up. We can't have him give up any more home runs unless it's a solo dinger. And Seager proves that he still may not be a top 5 or top 10 player overall, but he's damn good here on the Texas Rangers. Big one on Brian Wu. Next up is Marcus Semien, and we can't let them score any more this inning, let alone hopefully no more the rest of the way until the bullpen comes in. First pitch from Wu to Semien. Tries to jam the hitter inside with a sinker. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch. And Semien with a single to center. And you can tell Brian Wu is not the same pitcher that he was, about a month and a half ago when he was 5-1 with an ERA of 2. He's 7-4, with an ERA of 3.12 that's growing. So again, it's like we're finally getting back, pitchers that were hurt in Kirby and Gilbert. But instead of Wu staying dominant, he's starting to kind of hit a wall. And all our starting pitchers are giving up roughly 4 runs a game. It feels like, you want them to give up 3 or less, but most of them are giving up 4 or more, even with the Gilberts and the Woos and the, Castillos and the Hancocks and, and those types and the Kirbys. But, if we score more than 4, we'll be just fine as long as we don't have Zach Pop in the bullpen. So unfortunate that Seager had the 2-run blast, but it could have been worse. Could have been a 3-run jack or a grand salami. And we're still going to need 5 runs to win. We just need to be able to match them and catch up hopefully in the next inning. Well, they gave it to Crawford, but it's not like it was out of Solano's realm of getting that play done. It was a fast throw to first, but I mean, it's not like it went past him. It literally hit him, on the hand, like on the palm. So they're going to give the error to JP, but with a little bit of adjustment with his hand, Solano could have made the out. 2-1 pitch, fouled off. In the strike zone, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Garcia. Anna in the building, what's good? You left yesterday, and we still ended up getting the dub. Even though things got a little shaky late in the matchup, you never know what's going to happen with this team. But we found a way with Master Boney, as well as Edward Bizzardo stepping up, and we found a way to get the dub there late. And that definitely felt good. And Garcia strikes out swinging. There we go. And that's the end of the 3rd inning with the Rangers with a 2-run jack by Corey Seager to give them the 2-1 lead. Go to the top of the 4th, and let's tie this game up or take the lead. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Rangers. 1 run, 2 hits, and an error by JP for the Mariners. Let's see who's up next here in the top of the 4th for Seattle. Next up for Seattle, 0-for-1 catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting second, 1-for-1 center fielder, Luke Raley. And batting third, 0-for-1 left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Trident's up, let's go M's. And we gained another sub. Quite a few already today. Like 8 or 9 already today. So I appreciate that very, very much. And I assume some of those might be from new viewers from late last night. So shout out to everyone watching across the globe. $93 subs from 21,000. That's our goal. We had 3,300 people yesterday. And we have over 3,100 regular viewers that come here on the daily, which is amazing. And, viewership is all over the world. Shout out to all of my viewers in the United States, 67%. We got 4.3% in Venezuela, 3.2% in Mexico, 1.8% in Dominican Republic, as well as the Philippines, Canada, Japan, Colombia, India, Panama, New Zealand, Australia, and many other countries. Kind of wild to think that many people across the world are watching Mariner baseball with me and with y'all. But I appreciate you guys very, very much. All right, big dumper. We're ready for that solo dinger. Singles, doubles, triples. Trident's up. Let's go, Cal. First pitch to Cal Raleigh from Kumar Rocker. Big swing and a miss, low and away, 0-1 count. Three and 4 record with a 6.68 ERA. Let's make him pay. Let's not treat him, as he is a 7-1 pitcher with an ERA of 2. Let's find a way. And even though Eovaldi's ERA was under 2, we got him out in 4 innings, and it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do the same here with Rocker and whatnot. But we just need the bats to be able to light up. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees with the cutter, 90 miles an hour by Rocker. 1 ball and 1 strike to big dumper Cal Raleigh. And hopefully we don't see him get intentionally walked twice yesterday, which was crazy. Besides Ken Griffey Jr. and a no-name player from back in the day, those are really the only 3 players that have been intentionally walked, before the 4th inning that many times in team history. 2-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking in the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Rocker to Raleigh. Let's go, big dumper. With 1 swing, we know that this game could end up being 2-2. Let's go. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off, low and at the knees with that slider, 87 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. 2-1 Rangers lead. It's been a home run party so far. Dominic Canzone with a solo jack. Corey Seager about 3 minutes ago with a 2-run blast on Woo. And that's where we're sitting right now with a 2-1 Ranger lead. 2-2 pitch, low and at the knees. Count now is full from Rocker to Raleigh. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on and no outs. Let's go, Cal. Take the walk if it's not there, and if it's in the zone, let's see what we get. 3-2 pitch, and good eye by Cal, and that's a walk. Next up, center fielder today for Julio, Luke Raley. There's an amazing amount of good hands of Ranger fans and Mariner fans at this game. I'm watching the broadcast, through the Rangers and the Mariners, and there's already been like 5 amazing foul ball grabs, by fans, barehanded with no gloves. My kind of people. Amazing. And it's not all men. There actually has been a couple women that have, like the last one, a woman got the foul ball there. Barehanded. I don't know if she played softball growing up, but maybe she did. Nice athleticism. First pitch, high and away to Luke Raley, 1-0 count. I mean, it's cool when you see people get them with the mitt, but I think it's much more impressive when you can get a ball with no mitt and you can just get it barehanded. 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss, tries to jam the hitter inside and does. 1 ball and 1 strike from Rocker to Raley. Let's go, Luke. We need a nuke. Nuke Raley, baby. One pitch, takes a strike looking high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Luke Raley with a runner at first, Cal Raleigh. One-two pitch, low and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Luke Raley. We definitely would use one of these if we can get it. Top of the 4th inning, 2-1 Rangers. Top of the 4th, runner at first. Cal Raleigh just got walked. And we need to find a way to be able to tie this game up or take the lead sooner than later. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Rocker to Raley. And again, Kumar, 3-4 record with a 6.68 ERA. So we should be able to get 3 runs within the first 5 innings against this individual. At least that was what we're hoping for. 2-2 pitch in play, and Raley grounds out to the pitcher, throw to first, 1 away. And Cal is safe at second. Down goes Luke, but he always hustles, and I appreciate that. Next up is Randy Arozarena. First pitch from Rocker to Randy. Cutter, high and away, 91 miles an hour by Kumar, 1-0 count. Monkey Kung Fu, my boy. Swung on and belted, and that will fly away. My, oh my. Dave Niehaus. Joey Cora, great choice. And thank you so much for your support. These are the type of people, that are dream believers, dream supporters. And, we wouldn't be able to do what we do without people like Monkey Kung Fu. Appreciate you. $100 dono yesterday, $50 dono today to set the tone. And Rosarina pulling a Thai France and getting hit by a pitch. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Thank you so much for your generosity. It means everything to me. And hopefully, Randy isn't going to be hurt based off that plunk job. We know Ty France was the guy that got hit the most when he was on the Mariners, and Randy has taken that role, and he's ran with it. Now we got runners at first and second with Donovan Solano. Let's go, Don. Is it time for one of these? For an unexpected 3-run blast, or maybe an RBI single or double to be able to tie the game up or take the lead? Let's go, Donovan. And then I'll get some Joey Cora picks here momentarily. But from the two of our newest mods, as of late, coming up big, and I appreciate you. Flying Monk with the 20, Monkey Kung Fu with the 50. We're at 70, 30 to go to hit the goal. And again, we had a great broadcast yesterday, 3,300 plus people, almost 3,400. We hit the first goal, almost hit the second goal, dono-wise, and it hit 100 likes on a stream, plus over 100. And that was the first time that we've done that this year as well. So, anytime you end up having an amazing matchup that goes extra innings, you'll definitely get a spike in viewership. And we definitely have. 0-1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle by Solano. Come on, Don. No balls, 2 strikes, runners at first and second with 1 out. Rocker on the mound, Solano in the box. 0-2 pitch, fouled off again, low and at the knees. No balls, 2 strikes, runners at first and second with 1 out. We were 4 for 23 with runners at scoring position last night. Not good, but we still found a way to win. We head into way too many double plays. And shout out to all the new subs. We've gained like 9 or 10 already in the broadcast. And Solano on the 0-2 pitch strikes out swinging, and that is rare. You don't see Solano striking out that often. 2 away. All right, here we go. We're back to the guy that started it off for us with a solo dinger. Can he do it again and get a 3-run blast, and we'll be up 4-2? Donovan Solano. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Dom. First pitch to Canzone, fouls it off, low and at the knees, 0-1 count. Kumar Rocker on the mound. Dominic Canzone in the box. Let's go, baby. We don't want to leave guys stranded. We did that way too often yesterday. And, we didn't pull Logan Gilbert soon enough either. Come on, baby. 0-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking right down the middle, behind in the count 0-2 from Rocker to Canzone. 0-2 pitch. Fouls that one off low and at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Come on, Dom. RBI single. Come on, Dom. RBI single, baby. RBI single, RBI double, 3-run homer. 0-2 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Rocker to Canzone. 288 average, 5 homers, 8 ribbies, 943 OPS, solo home run in the third, 1 for 1. Dirty Dom. Let's go. 1-2 pitch, fouled off again. And Rocker is throwing everything low and inside at the knees. He hasn't thrown a pitch anywhere else. All 5 pitches have been right next to each other. Just right there on that low corner. He doesn't want to throw anything right down the middle because he knows that Canzone will make him pay like he already did with that solo dinger. And I imagine we're going to pitch Corey Seager a little bit differently as well. I mean, he homered yesterday, and then he homered here today. You can't throw anything down the middle to Seager. You know, if you do, he will make you pay, and he's proven that here in back-to-back days. 1-2 pitch, fouled off again, and same location in that general area, that low and inside corner, trying to jam Dom. 1 ball and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 2 outs. And obviously this is not a position for us to bunt here with 2 outs with runners at first and second, but I do hope that we drop a bunt down or 2 in this game. Could be the difference. Ranger fan had his hands on a foul ball, dropped it. Another fan got it and offered to give it to him, and he declined. Lots of foul ball opportunities out there, and Canzone strikes out looking. Yeah, I get definitely a higher percentage, you know, through Venmo or Cash App compared to the Super Chat here. But, you know, not everyone has access to Venmo or Cash App, so I totally understand. Yeah, but they're definitely, the percentages are a little bit better through like the Venmo and Cash App. And, you know, I'll definitely accept any kind of love and support any way that can happen. But yeah, there definitely is a little bit of a difference. You know, through the Super Chats, you know, it's usually maybe 65%, you know, of what, you know, the value is. But then if you end up doing through Venmo or Cash App, it's like 99%. So there is a little bit of a difference there, but it all adds up at the end of the day. And again, it'll help me, you know, pay bills, you know, take care of my pup, and make sure that I can continue doing this dream every single day for the rest of my life. So thank you so much. I appreciate the 2 of you so far, and we'll see if we get anyone else to join the donut party. And let's see if we can get some Joey Cora in here for Monkey Kung Fu. Now, YouTube and Google, they like to get their piece of the pie. I mean, they're rich just off, you know, the percentages they get off every streamer. You know, just that alone, you know, it is amazing on how much they actually are getting, you know. But it's just like eBay, you know, if you want to be able to have the eyeballs on your certain products, you know, you have to go to the place where people are going. And, you know, eBay takes a good cut, you know, percentages of items that you try to sell. And you can always do like Facebook Marketplace and, you know, some other, you know, places, but you're probably not going to get the same type of global eyeballs than you would if you were, you know, able to do it on a place like eBay or like YouTube, for example, for streamers. I can squeeze in one more here. Obviously, when you get players that are old school, there's not going to be as many things available. Appreciate you very, very much. First pitch from Wu to Jonah Heim. Takes a strike looking in the zone. 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Jonah Heim. DHing today, not catching. 1-1 pitch. Four-seam fastball fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Heim. One-two pitch. Fouled off, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Heim. But I appreciate you, Monkey Kung Fu and Flying Monk. You know, you guys are exactly the people that, you know, we are looking for to be able to support. And, you know, 1-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Jonah Heim. Another punch out by Brian Wu. Let's go. Way to bring that electricity, Brian Wu. Hell yeah. How many punch outs is that for Brian now? Now that puts his K total up to 5. Rocker with 5, Wu with 5. I was hoping for somewhere between 4 and 7 for Wu, unless he got hot early. And then I was thinking, if everything went perfect, then maybe 8 to 10, but it didn't feel like an 8 to 10 kind of K game in my mind going in, especially after that emotional win yesterday. That drained a lot of players. I know Wu didn't pitch yesterday, but when you're watching the madness unfold, when you have a 5-1 lead and then it disintegrates, to 5-5, and then you go up 6-5, they tie it 6-6, and you just have to find a way to pray that you can win in extras, and we found a way to finally win 7-6 and 12. Thank God. After losing 2 games in a row to the Twins, I couldn't handle another loss. 0-1 pitch in play, and Evan Carter flies out to left to Randy Arozarena. 2 away. Carter flies out. Next up, third baseman, Josh Young. First pitch from Brian Wu to Josh Young, right down the middle, takes a strike looking, 4-seam fastball, 94 miles an hour, bringing that electricity. 0-1 count. Bottom of the fourth, 2-1 Rangers. And again, we just need the offense to open up, and hopefully we can get some good production here in the top of the 5th inning. Oh, 1 pitch in play, and Young with a nice single to center there. Come on, Wu. Next up for the Rangers, left fielder Alejandro Osuna. All right, here we go. We're at 41. We need 9 more likes to hit the goal for the night. To at least get to that 50 number. We're at 41 now. 9 more to go to hit the goal. One pitch. Takes a strike looking. On the line. Low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Osuna. Flying Monk. There was a couple crazy catches. Williamson had a crazy one. What about Master Boney's late in the game? That one was fucking wild. Again, we always have some guys that can make some defensive gems, And also we got kind of lucky with that Randy call at home, that could have went against us, and they could have called him out. It was very, very close. So, there was a lot of plays that could have altered the outcome of the game. So 1-2 pitch, and that one is fouled off high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Osuna. Bottom of the fourth with a runner at first with 2 outs. 2-1 Ranger lead, and if you're just tuning into the broadcast, we had a solo dinger by Dominic Canzone. That gave us the 1-0 lead, but then Corey Seager, who homered yesterday, got one right down the middle from Wu with a runner on board, and it was a 2-run jack, and that's where we're sitting right now with a 2-1 deficit, but I know we can come back. Jason in the building. What's good? And Osuna on the 1-2 pitch, and he pops out. There we go. And that was out number 3. End of the 4th inning, 2-1 Rangers lead. Let's see who's up next here for the Mariners, and I'll see if I can get a few more Joey Coras for Monkey Kung Fu. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1 with a K, third baseman, Miles Mastrobuoni. What can this guy not do? He can come in as a pitcher late in the game. He can get a great defensive play at third base, and he can get you game-winning RBIs. He can do it all, Miles Mastrobuoni. Batting second, in the 9-hole, second baseman, Cole Young. And batting third, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, JP Crawford. Come on, JP. We need you. We need that swagger. We need that aura, that vibe. Let's go. Top of the 5th inning, 2-1 Rangers. Good old Joey Cora. He's on the Tiger staff, obviously now. I'll give you an updated photo that was taken recently at the beginning of the year. Obviously, as we remember how things went when we played the Tigers and Giants at the beginning of the year, and we had not a very great record, and whatnot, early on. But I knew that those teams were going to be playoff teams more than likely, and now we're getting to the point where we're past the third waypoint, almost the halfway point of the season, and the Tigers and the Giants are still dominating like they did at the beginning of the year. So I'm not surprised. Nice photo there of Dan Wilson, Joey Cora, and Edgar Martinez, all teammates from the past. First pitch from Rocker to Mastrobuoni. Takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch to Miles Mastrobuoni, low and at the knees with the cutter. 1 ball and 1 strike from Rocker to Mastrobuoni. One pitch, low and at the knees with that cutter again, 89 miles an hour. 2 balls and 1 strike to Miles Mastrobuoni. And all we need Miles to do is just be a singles hitter. And that's what I appreciate about him the most. When we were in our slump after our 9 consecutive series win streak ended, we only really had a couple players that were holding it down. JP, Julio, Cal, and Miles Mastrobuoni was coming off the bench and doing really, really well. He wasn't even playing every day. He was kind of in the same situation as Dylan Moore, except he actually was producing when he was only playing every 3 to 4 games and coming in as a pinch hitter, once or twice, late in the matchup. And Mastrobuoni has been able to earn a little bit more playing time. And obviously that's going to probably regress Ben Williamson's level a little bit, but we want to have the best player at third play at the moment. As Mastrobuoni grounds out to second on a 3-1 pitch, and he is out. 1 away. But Ben has been pretty good as of late as well, so kind of hard to have him being benched and whatnot for this particular matchup, but we'll see what happens in game number 3 tomorrow with Luis Castillo on the bump. First pitch from Rocker to Young, fouled off right down the middle, cutter, 89 miles an hour by Kumar Rocker. 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, fouled off, high and away, sinker, behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes with Rocker on the mound, Cole Young in the box. Let's go, Cole. 0-2 pitch, low and at the knees with the slider, 1 ball and 2 strikes from Rocker to Young. Nothing for Cal just yet, but we're hoping that, he'll get on base at least a couple times before this game ends. But more importantly, we're going to need a home run from him either today or tomorrow or both. Again, we're going to need that lift, and hopefully Cal will give it to us. He's at 32 home runs, still number 1 in MLB. We know Ohtani and Judge are right behind, and hopefully we can get home run number 33 and 34 for Cal in this series. 1-2 pitch, and Young fouled out to the catcher, unfortunately. 2 away. All right, baby, let's go. 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. You're leading off, and you need to set the tone like Ichiro did back in the day. Let's go, JP. Top of the fifth with nobody on and 2 outs. And the one good thing about the Mariners is when we have 2 outs, that doesn't mean anything. We can score 1 to 5 runs with 2 outs. Not very many teams can. Just the pressure with 2 outs. You can definitely tell, what hitters in the box are pressing a little bit, and when others just kind of let the game come to them. And we've definitely evolved, because in the past we sucked with 2 outs, but in 2025, anything can happen with 2 outs with this team. And a lot of times a big rally could be right around the corner, but I'm not sure about it right here though. 1-0 pitch in play. Crawford grounds out to first on the bag. And unfortunately, that is out number 3. All right, let's go to the bottom of the fifth. We're still down by 1, and we might have to wait for both starting pitchers to go out. And maybe at that point, we'll be able to do a little bit better on some of their guys in the pen. But Kumar Rocker doing a great job considering his ERA is almost 7, and he's only given up a run. Solo dinger to Dominic Canzone, and that's it. Next up for the Rangers in the 9-hole, former Padre and former Yankee catcher Kyle Higashioka. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a run, first baseman Josh Smith. And batting third, 1 for 2 with a run and 2 RBIs. Had a homer yesterday and a 2-run jack today, Corey Seager. Trident's up, let's go M's. They don't make baseball cards like this anymore. This is a back of one of the old cards from back in the day with Joey Cora. And I always appreciate, multi-photo, glossy cards that can give you, not only bright stats, with the right color, with the logo, but then 3 separate images of Joey Cora on the back of a baseball card. They never do anything like this for a front or a back. And pretty sweet, Again, I love the junk wax era. Fire. I always look for those little subtle little things, that maybe some people overlook, but I'm always paying attention to the little details. Bottom of the fifth, 2-1 Rangers. If there's another player that you want to be able to see Monkey Kung Fu or Flying Monk, let me know based off your donos, and I can sprinkle those in throughout the commercial break if you'd like. We're at 70, 30 more to go to hit the goal. First pitch from Wu to Higashioka, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, low and away with the slider, 88 miles an hour, just misses the strike zone based off that ump, even though it could have been a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Higashioka. Bottom of the fifth, Rangers up by 1, 2-1 here in the bottom of the fifth. Global broadcast on FS1. 1-1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle off Brian Wu. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Higashioka. 1-2 pitch, big swing and a miss. Brian Wu with another K. Way to bring that electricity, baby. 1 away. There we go. And that's number 6 for Brian Wu. 5 for Rocker, 6 for Wu. And that 4-7 prediction for Wu may come true here. Hell, he might even get past that. We'll see how long he goes. Let me look at his pitch count. Where are we at on pitch count? 71 pitches for Wu, 76 for Rocker. First pitch in play to Josh Smith. And popped out to the shortstop, JP, 2 away. Down goes Josh Smith. Next up, 1 for 2 with a run, 2 RBIs, and a 2-run blast, Corey Seager. And tomorrow's matchup is pretty early. It's on at like 11 a.m. Pacific, roughly around that time. So Luis Castillo on the mound, and I will be doing that game as well. First pitch from Wu to Seager, high and away, 1-0 count. I mean, it's too early to tell at this point, you know, and I'm not biased. You know, I'm not going to say Seattle or the Mariners every single time we're winning or we're losing. You know, it could definitely go either way, but we're only halfway through the game at this point, and once the starters go out, the game resets, so too early to tell. 1-0 pitch, low and away, 2 balls and no strikes from Wu to Seager. .30 pitch, and that is a walk. 4-pitch walk to Seager. That's better than giving up a home run, I suppose. Next up, second baseman Marcus Semien. First pitch from Wu to Semien, fouls it off, high and inside, 0-1 count. And again, we want Wu to give up 3 runs or less, but at this point, we have to pray that it only gives up 2. And then the bullpen ends up being decently strong as long as it's not Zach Pop. You know, we should be able to go on a rally at some point between the 6th and the 9th inning. And at the very least, we should be able to get 1 more run and tie it. If that means that we have to have a low-scoring affair and we win the game 3-2 in 9, 10, or 11, you know, so be it. But I still think there's so much time left that we could still end up getting to 4 to 5 runs before the game is over. All it takes is one pitcher to have an epic meltdown, you know, to hit a couple guys, walk a couple guys, or give up a couple back-to-back hits, and you're in business. So bottom of the 5th, 2-1 Rangers, runner at first, with an 0-1 count from Wu to Semien. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Looks like we're 6 away from 50, and we're at 70 on the dono train. 30 more to go to hit that goal. Oh, 1 pitch. Takes a strike swinging. Big swing and a miss. High and away. Behind in the count, 0-2 from Wu to Semien. And that first pitch that he fouled off himself, and he was on the ground for quite a while there. .02 pitch. Low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Semien. .12 pitch, high and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Semien. Let's go, Brian. Keep wheeling and dealing. 2-2 pitch, and that is a strike 3 looking. There we go. Nice job by Brian Wu to get us out of the inning. Nice fucking job. I mean, we don't, you know, obviously when you give up a home run, it sucks, you know, but again, solo dingers are better than 2-run jacks, 3-run jacks, or grand salamis, but 7 Ks, and he only had 1 bad pitch pretty much the whole game. I think we can live with that. You know, considering some of the other starters, you know, Logan Gilbert, Luis Castillo, Emerson Hancock, you know, some of these other guys, George Kirby, have given up 4 runs, 5 runs, but we've been able to score 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so it hasn't really hurt us as bad. And we've only really had 1 bad bullpen performance in a long fucking time since Zach Pop against the Twins. So, you know, we're still in striking distance, and maybe we can tie it up here or take the lead in the top of the 6th. If not, we are one of the top 3 teams in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, and that's where usually we shine the most, but maybe we can do it 1 inning early. We have a good lineup here. 0 for 2 in the 2-hole, DHing today, Julio Rodriguez. If you're DHing, we need you to hit, my guy. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a base on ball, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. If Julio can get on with a single, Cal can hit a homer, and then we're up 3-2. And then batting third, 1 for 2, center fielder filling in for Julio today at center field, Luke Raley. Trident's up. Let's go, Adams. Gained another sub. $92 subs away from 21,000. Should only take us a few weeks, and we'll be there. Maybe a week and a half. I don't know. We'll see. Just depends on how many we get each day. All right, come on, Julio. Let's go, baby. First pitch, low and away. Doesn't swing at it, which is rare. 1-0 count. I mean, even if Julio gets on with a walk or he gets plunked, just don't strike out looking or swinging. Hopefully he can find a way to get a single or double here. Because if he gets on and then Cal hits a homer and we go up 3-2, that'll be a lot better than Cal just tying the game up 2-2. I mean, we'll take anything that we can get, but, taking a lead at this point of the game would be nice. 1-0 pitch. Fouls went off right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike from Rocker to Rodriguez. 4 more likes to 50. Let's get there, baby. Shout out to all the new subs. We got about 10 of them today. I would assume a lot of those might be from, viewers from late last night that tuned in. We had almost 3,400 people. And we should be able to continue to grow. And this is your nonstop shop for Seattle Mariner baseball and beyond. 1-1 pitch. High and inside. Tries to jam the hitter with that sinker. 2 balls and 1 strike from Rocker to Rodriguez. 3-4 record with a 6.68 ERA, but he's looking like a guy that's got a 5-1 record with an ERA of 2.68. 2-2 pitch to Julio Rodriguez, and Julio strikes out swinging. I guess Julio playing DH isn't going to work, huh? 1 away. Next up is big dumper Cal Raleigh. Fly out and a fielder's choice and a strikeout. Hasn't been pretty for Julio playing DH today. We won't see him play DH again probably for a long time. They just wanted to get one other bat in there, for like Luke Raley to play. So I see why they did it, but, it would be nice if Julio could get at least a fucking hit when he's DHing, since we can't use his defensive abilities in center. All right, next up, big dumper Cal Raleigh. First pitch, high and away by Rocker. Misses the plate by about 2 feet, maybe 3, with that curveball, 77 miles an hour, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch, fouled off, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Rocker to Raleigh. Let's go, big dumper. One pitch, high and away with the 4-seam fastball. Good eye by big dumper by not swinging. 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and 1 out. Big dumper in the box. Kumar Rocker on the mound. Let's go, Cal. We need one of these. Trident's up. We need to tie the game up 2-2. DJ in the building. Jeffrey in the building. Mike in the building. What's good? Top of the 6th. 2-1 Rangers. We had a solo dinger by Dominic Canzone. 2-run jack by Corey Seager, and that's where we're sitting. In play. There we go. Cal Raleigh pulled that baseball into right. Nice job. Nice single there by big dumper. One of the most trustworthy players, not only on the Seattle Mariners, but in the MLB this year. I mean, they gave him the Barry Bonds treatment yesterday, intentionally walked him twice. Crazy. Next up is center fielder, filling in for Julio today at center field, even though Julio is DHing, Luke Raley. Let's go, Luke. First pitch to Luke Raley, fouls that one off, 0-1 count. I mean, we'll take one of these as well. Let's go, Luke. We already had Dominic Canzone homer. You want to join the party? Let's go. Top of the sixth, runner at first, 2-1 Ranger lead. 0-1 pitch. Low and at the knees with that sinker. 94 miles an hour by Rocker. 1 ball and 1 strike to Luke Raley. Come on, Luke. We need our role players to step up. And we know Luke is always going to hustle, to first base and in the outfield. But today, we need that bat to open up. Let's go, Luke. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Rocker to Raley. There we go. Great job, Captain. We hit 50. Let's see if we can get to 60 before the game ends. And if we hit that, we'll try to shoot for 70. But the only way we'll probably get to 70 is if this goes extras. But we hit the goal of 50. Nice job. And we're at 70 on the dono train. 30 to go. And wild pitch by Rocker. And Raleigh safe at second. Let's go, baby. Francesca Mateo in the building. Top of the 6th inning, 2-1 Rangers. And hopefully we can find a way to get Cal to come home here so we can tie this game up. Let's go. Look at stolen bases. 106 by the Rays. Mariners are number 2 in the AL with 78. Rangers third with 69. Red Sox fourth with 67. God, we got to be like the Rays. 106? Holy hell. 2-2 pitch, and Raley grounds out, but Cal is able to tag up from second to third, and he is safe. All right, here we go. All right, baby. Next up is Randy Arozarena. We have Cal Raleigh at third, so if we can just get Randy to get a RBI single, the game will be tied. So we don't even need you to homer. Best case scenario, you homer, and we go up 3-2. But at this point of the matchup, we'll take, a 2-2 tie. Let's go, Randy. But if there was a guy that was overdue for a homer, it might be this guy right here, Randy Arozarena. Come on, Randy. Bring that electricity, baby. First pitch from Rocker to Arozarena. Takes a strike looking. Cutter right down the middle, 0-1 count. Come on, Seattle. Grind it out, baby. And then tomorrow's broadcast is going to be on pretty early, but I will be live streaming it. I mean, really, we're only going to be... Here we go! Randy, yes! Singles to center, go Cal, go! And safe, there we go. And we just tied it up. You talk about an RBI single, you get an RBI single. Here we go. Nice job, Randy Arozarena, the sports gods. They just need me to say it out loud, and then the Mariner players will do their job. 2-2 tie, baby. Here we go. Next up is Donovan Solano. First pitch, high and away, four-seam fastball, 1-0 count. Let's go, Don. Way to bring that electricity, Randy, my boy. Let's go. One-0 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes from Rocker to Solano. Let's go, Solano. He's been one of the hottest hitters, within the last few weeks, and hopefully he'll be able to continue his hot streak. Top of the sixth, 2-2 game, runner at first with 2 outs. And even though Randy wasn't able to, give us the home run there, that RBI single is just as good. And again, we still have a few innings left to be able to get that monster home run to win. Either we win by the RBI or we win by that big home run. But one of those things or both of those things definitely could happen in the last 3 innings. And you can tell Rocker is getting tired out there, but as long as, if we can get one more run before they pull him, that would be great. 2-0 pitch. And Randy steals second. Is he safe? Yes. Here we go. Randy in scoring position with 2 outs. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes with Randy at second with 2 outs with a 2-2 tie. A lot of twos, baby. 2-2-2. 2-2 score. Runner at second. 2 outs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Something's got to give here, baby. Come on, Solano. And I like to be able to see guys like Randy as well as Canzone step up. We're not going to be able to rely on JP, Julio, Cal every game at the top of the order. You're going to need role players to step up. And down goes Solano, but that's okay. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The damage is done, and we're still knotted up at 2. Next up for the Rangers here in the bottom of the 6th, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, right fielder Adalis Garcia. Batting second, DHing 0 for 2, Jonah Heim. And batting third, 1 for 2, center fielder Evan Carter. Trident's up. Let's go M's. First pitch from Brian Wu to Adalis Garcia, takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. Let's go, Brian. Keep wheeling and dealing, baby. He's at 7 Ks, so he's got a chance to get to 8 or 9 or 10 here. And I would highly doubt that he's going to punch out the side. He's getting tired, but he definitely has a chance to get 1 or 2. And really, he's only had 1 bad pitch all day. He's been good. He just gave up a 2-run jack to Corey Seager, but other than that, he's been fantastic. It's just, it's unfortunate when a big home run happens, but again, you got to be able to get to that 5-run, 7 to 10 hits. We're not really built on winning games on scoring 1 to 3 runs. We can do it, but, most of the time you don't want it to be in that type of category. 0-2 pitch. That one's fouled off right down the middle by Adalis Garcia. No balls and 2 strikes with nobody on in the bottom of the 6th. We're knotted up at 2. Started off with the Dominic Canzone solo dinger, 1-0 Mariners. 2-run jack by Corey Seager, 2-1 Rangers. RBI single by Randy Arozarena, and we're not knotted at 2-2. 0-2 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Garcia. Yeah, I mean, we want bunts, but they have to be done by the right person and in the right location, and I don't think I would really have Solano bunting at any point of a game. That might be the one guy that I wouldn't really want to attempt one. And down goes Garcia, one away. But at least we got the RBI single by Randy. That was more important anyway. And we got the game tied up, so that way we feel pretty good about where we're standing right now. Next up, 0 for 2 with a K is Jonah Heim. First pitch, big swing and a miss from Brian Wu. 0-1 count. I know it might be a little early, but we're going to do all the good luck charms that we need, and we're going to bust out the Moose now. We tied it up 2-2. Now we need the Moose to take us to victory. Bottom of the 6th, 2-2 guy. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, almost in the same location. Sinker and four-seam fastball by Wu, behind in the count. 0-2 for Jonah Heim. Oh-2 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Heim. Well, it's crazy. Wu has not walked 3 batters all year. 1-2 pitch, big swing and a miss. There we go, baby. Strikeout number 8 for Brian Wu. Or number 9. Number 9 for Wu. Let's go. 1 more to get to 10. I would have been happy with 4 to 7, but best case scenario, 8 to 10, and he's right there. 1 bad pitch, and that's pretty much it. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get strikeout number 10 with Brian Wu here with Evan Carter. It is possible. First pitch, high and away, 1-0 count. Let's go, Wu. Let's get this 10th K. I mean, 8 and 9 is sexy, but there's nothing sexier for a pitcher to get 10 Ks or more, And we know that we're not going to be able to get 14 like George did every fucking outing. That's like once a season type of numbers, or maybe twice if you're lucky, But 10 is a very sexy number to show the dominance. And again, there's not very many guys that are going to be able to do what Brian Wu does, He's pitching longer than most pitchers. He doesn't really get exited, too early. He's been very solid for us, but I wish we could get back to the Wu that we had, a few weeks back where he was 5-1 with an ERA of 2, but again, he has a chance to, keep showing his dominance. And again, at least that we got Kirby and Gilbert back. I'm not sure if Bryce Miller is going to be a lost cause this year, or even George Kirby, if he's going to be consistent. We might have 1 good game from Kirby and 3 bad ones, but hopefully we can put it together. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Carter. Yes, I agree, Captain. Gilbert got 10, Kirby got 10 plus, right? And now we want Wu to join the party as well. 1-2 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Carter. Here we go, baby. 1 more strike right down the middle, unless he tries to bait him low and away right on the corner, which would be good as well. 2-2 pitch, high and away. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Carter. He's got 2 walks today, and he hasn't walked more than 3 guys all year. So hopefully we can find a way to get him to punch out here for that 10th K. Come on, Mariner Moose. Give us that luck, baby. Let's go, Wu. Bring that electricity. 3-2 pitch, fouled off, high and away. Count is 3 balls, 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 6th, and the Mariners just tied it up 2-2 a few minutes ago. And now we're trying to keep the game tied 2-2, and hopefully we can take the lead in the 7th. Come on, baby. Let's get this 10th K. And we can't get the 10th K, but we get the out. Nice job by Brian Wu. I assume that his day is done, especially being at 97 pitches. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks. He gave up 1 bad pitch all game, 2-run homer right down the middle. 97 pitches, 61 strikes, 2.93 ERA. Nice job, Brian Wu, by only giving up 2 runs to actually give us a chance to win today. Because if he would have given up 3 or 4, we might have lost. You know, so to have it 2-2 is huge at this point of the matchup. Nice job. Nice electric start again by Brian Wu. Nice job. Now the real question will be, who's going to be the pitcher that comes in for Brian Wu now? You know, it's not going to be Bizzardo, so it makes you kind of wonder, are they going to go Vargas or like Trent Thornton, Legomina, where it better not be Zach Pop, so we'll find out who we're going to go here, but I assume it's not going to be Brash or Bizzardo. But again, we went through so many fucking pitchers yesterday, going 12 innings, but I would assume my guess would be Vargas, but we'll find out shortly. All right, let's see who's up next for the Mariners, and let's take the fucking lead, and never look back. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2 with a run, RBI, and a K. Solo dinger, Dominic Canzone. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a K. Third baseman, Miles Mastrobuoni. And batting third, 0 for 1, second baseman, Cole Young. Trident's up, let's go M's. Yeah, but we'll take 9 Ks, man. And hopefully that'll be good enough for us to be able to get the dub. Carter popped out at second for that last out. Was really wanting that last K, but it is what it is. All right, Mariner Moose. You've made an appearance. Let's go. And Rocker is done as well. And you got Milner in there. And we'll go over Rocker's final line as well. First pitch to Dominic Canzone from Milner. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. And Canzone grounds out to first. And he is out, 1 away. Next up is Miles Mastrobuoni. Oh, they're going to have Demo pinch hit for Mastrobuoni. Uh-oh. I don't know if I like that. But obviously going from, a righty to a lefty or a lefty to a righty. First pitch, and Demo doesn't take any time to get settled in. Flies out to center, 2 away. That was a wasted at-bat. Should have had Miles. He would have had a better chance of getting on. They should just fucking send him to AAA or, not play him at all. I know he's got 8 home runs and he got a lot of that at the beginning of the year. Just send him down for Harry Ford ASAP. Next up is Cole Young. First pitch from Milner to Young, takes a strike looking with a sweeper, 0-1 count. Hobie Milner, 37 games, 2.01 ERA, 40.1 innings pitched, of a whip of 0.97 and 8.3 Ks per 9 inning average. 0-1 pitch in play, and Young grounds out to third, throw to first, and he is out. And that was a very fast inning for the Mariners, a wasted inning for the Mariners. There's just no point of playing this player. We've seen other guys, come back, like Donovan Solano. But again, just send Demo away like we did with Rowdy Tellez and Leody Taveras. Like, we appreciated what we got from those guys when we did. But let's bring up Harry Ford and just not fuck around with Dylan Moore. Every time we play him, we don't get anything out of him. Now he's like, out of his last 30 fucking at-bats, he's got a hit. Like, do we really want to be playing a guy that's 1 for 30? Come on, man. Next up, 1 for 2 with a K in the 7 hole, Josh Young. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a base on ball, left fielder Alejandro Osuna. And batting third, 0 for 2 with the K, catcher Kyle Higashioka. We're in the bottom of the 7th, knotted up at 2, and we want this fucking victory. Yeah, way too fast that inning. You know, we don't want to take any inning for granted, but you can definitely tell with batting order if you have confidence that something good could happen, or if you look at a particular order like that where there's a chance where you don't really get anything. So even though Canzone did homer early in the game, but, you know, having Demo come in for Miles, that was the beginning of the end right there, especially with him swinging at the fucking first pitch like Julio. Not ideal. I wonder if they're trying to let Wu come out again. I'm not seeing anybody come in. He's already at 97 pitches. That's what Kumar Rocker was at as well. Rocker, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 Ks, and now Carlos Vargas is coming in. So my ESP is correct. 97 pitches, 67 strikes from Rocker, 6.13 ERA. But based on all the usage that we had yesterday, Vargas was the kind of the guy that, I guess, if you have to go between him and Legumina or Trent Thornton, I don't really like any of the three that much, but I guess you're going to go with Vargas, and, you know, we'll see if they end up having Vargas pitch an inning or 2 innings. Six likes to 660 would be amazing. Maybe one day. Shout out to all the new subs that we've acquired today. 10 of y'all. Appreciate you. And we have a good one here. 2-2 tie here in the bottom of the 7th. And that's why I like, you know, these games within the division. You know, they always keep you on the edge of your seat. Records go out the window. When the Mariners play the Astros, the Rangers, the Athletics, or the Angels, you never know what you're going to get. And most of the time it's must-see TV. You're normally not going to get blowouts that often, you know, in these matchups. And that's what makes it kind of exciting. That at any given day, anything can happen. Records go out the window. You know, even though the Astros and Mariners are the best in the division, that doesn't mean that the Rangers, the Athletics, and the Angels can't punch those teams in the mouth and win. So, you know, we understand that. And, you know, I definitely appreciate the division games. Bottom of the 7th, 2-2, Mariners and Rangers. Let's go, Carlos Vargas. Don't fuck us over here. What's good, brother? Yeah, yesterday was rough, but overall, you guys have been on a nice little heater like the Astros. First pitch, and Vargas gets Young to ground out to the shortstop. JP throw to first, 1 away. There we go. Good start here for Vargas. Next up, left fielder 0 for 1 with a base on ball, Alejandro Osuna, who had a double at his first at-bat yesterday. First pitch, takes a strike looking from Vargas. Right down the middle, 0-1 count. Nice one-hopper in and out off that broken bat. 0-1 pitch, low and away, misses the plate by about 3 feet. 1 ball and 1 strike from Vargas to Osuna. I mean, I know Vargas has got a 2.97 ERA, but it feels like his ERA is actually 4.97. You know, he's so wild. You know, again, he's not going to get a lot of strikeouts. He pitches all over the strike zone, you know, and sometimes throws wild pitches, and you just don't really know what you're going to get out of him. 1-1 pitch, and Osuna grounds out to first, 2 away. So far, this looks like the good Carlos Vargas, so I'll take it. But it also helps that they're at the bottom end of the order like we were, not the strongest part of their lineup. So next up, the former Padre and Yankee, Kyle Higashioka. First pitch, high and inside with the sinker, 1-0 count. But again, this is just kind of like any of the other pitchers that we have. You know, you can kind of tell how they're going to look right within the first couple of pitches and the first couple of batters. You know, if Vargas would have given up back-to-back hits or back-to-back walks, we're in trouble. To get 2 outs right out of the gates is perfect. 1-0 pitch, fouled off, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike to Higashioka. Let's go, Vargas. 1-1 pitch, fouled off, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Vargas to Higashioka. I mean, I think everyone would love for Gino to come back, but the problem is the money, and again, we love, what he's been able to bring. Obviously, Williamson and Mastroboni's development would go backwards if we did bring in Gino, but Gino could also DH for us as well, not just play third if needed. But again, I would be looking at him, Ryan O'Hearn from the Orioles, Bo Naylor, from the Guardians. Those would be the 3 hitters that would be a really good fit, obviously for the team, as well as Jarren Duran from the Red Sox if they were willing to part with him. And then we need 2 or 3 relief pitchers to swap out for the shitty ones that we have. As Cal Raleigh got a pitch fouled off his body, and I hope he's okay. He's wincing in pain there. And now Dan Wilson, the trainers are all coming out. Hopefully Cal is okay. Let's look at this foul tip again. Oh, and it actually went off his side right there, right away from the padding. It got him right on the side there. Hopefully he's okay. Just probably got him winded. 1-2 pitch. Low and at the knees. Cal is a fucking warrior. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Vargas to Higashioka. 2-2 pitch. High and inside. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. But again, if we ended up getting Gino back, that would give us 2 guys that could end up, hitting 30, 40, 50 home runs. Last year you had Soto and Judge. So for us to be able to keep up with the Astros, the Yankees, and the Tigers, getting a guy like Gino could be huge for us, especially with his home run ability. He's one of the only players this year that had 4 home runs in a game, and he may not be as popular as Cal Raleigh right now or Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani, but he's up there, with some of the other guys on that second tier as far as home runs. And I would love to have Gino back. I mean, hell, we should have never gotten rid of him if we're actually being really honest, right? Pitch fouled off right down the middle. Count now is 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, and 2 outs. And an automatic ball on a pitch timer violation. Boo! Give me a break. Pitch clock violation. Fuck out of here with that. All right, Higashioka to first then for that bullshit. All right, next up is first baseman Josh Smith. But the best thing about Gino isn't necessarily what he does on the field. It's what he brings off the field, in the clubhouse, in the dugout, just good vibes only. And again, he's one of those guys that you can lean on, for energy and vibe. And we don't have Victor Robles anymore. And just imagine if Victor Robles was healthy for us. A lot of times when we were down and out, he would be able to get those guys re-energized and focused again. Randy, Julio, and a lot of the others like JP, if they, don't have a smile on their face, Victor can bring it. And same thing goes for Gino. And again, if we can end up, as Vargas exits the game there, they don't want to use him anymore. And now they're bringing in Gabe Spire. Oh, God. I don't know about this. And again, at least Gabe only needs to get 1 out, but fuck. Gabe is not trustworthy lately. Let's pray that he can get 1 out. I mean, I guess it's better than having him try to get 3 people out, but I don't know. Gabe is not very reliable lately. Used to be our second best, pitcher in the pen. Now, I don't know what number I would put him at. I don't even know if I would put him at 3rd. I'd put him at 4th or 5th. But really, I only trust Brash and Bizzardo. Everyone else is in a group together with being non-trustworthy. But maybe we can trust Gabe for 1 batter. Josh Smith. Let's hope. Let's go, baby. I'm going to go check up on my pup real quick, make sure she's good. First pitch from Spire to Smith. Takes a strike looking. Good start. 0-1 count. Come on, Gabe. 0-1 pitch. High and away with the sinker. 1 ball and 1 strike to Josh Smith. Come on, Gabe. 4 more likes of 60. Let's get there. 1-1 pitch. Good one there by Gabe. There we go. Strike looking in the zone, painting that corner beautifully. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Spire to Smith. Okay, here we go. 1 more strike, and we're good to go. Get him out, Gabe. You know, Gabe was very good at the beginning of the year. Then he was unreliable. Then he got good again, and then unreliable again. You know, he's very streaky. 1-2 pitch, and Smith grounds out to first. There it is. Thank God Gabe actually didn't fuck us there late. Nice job, Gabe Spire. And I haven't been able to say that, I feel, in months. Nice job, Gabe. Here we go. All right, let's see what we got here in the top of the 8th, and this is where we win the game. Leading off for the Mariners, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks, J.P. Crawford. Let's go, baby. We need the hit now, JP. Batting second, 0 for 3 with a K. DHing today, Julio Rodriguez. We can't have JP go 0 for 4 and Julio 0 for 4. Drop the fucking bunt down. You drop the bunt down, you will be safe. Let's go, Julio. No striking out. And batting third, 1 for 2 with a run and a base on ball. Catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And again, if we can get JP or Julio on, or both, that'll give a better chance of Cal going yard. And then us ending the game here in the 8th. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. JP, Julio, Cal. Let's get it, baby. Let's go, baby. Gained another sub. 11 subs in this stream alone. Let's go. 91 now to get to 21,000. Let's get there. Hell, at this rate, we might be able to get there in like 7 or 8 days. First pitch from Milner to JP. Takes a strike looking, which should have been called ball. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch in play. And JP grounds out to the shortstop. Throw to first. And 1 away. Hell, JP, 0 for 4. Unacceptable, guy. Fuck. Next up, DHing Julio Rodriguez. And I better not see Julio swing at the first pitch, pop out for 2. Then we're going to have to try to win in the 9th inning. Unless Cal can come up with a solo dinger to get us a 3-2 win. Come on now. All day in the building. What's good, brother? Oh, it's 2-2. We're in a good spot. Woo, so to give you a quick breakdown, Dominic Canzone, solo dinger early in the game, 1-0 Mariners. We're feeling good. Then Brian Wu had 1 bad pitch all game, right down the middle to Corey Seager, 2-run blast. They go up 2-1. And then Randy Arozarena had an RBI single, and it's 2-2. And that's pretty much where we've been, you know, at this point. So at least we got it to 2, and now they're going to make a pitching change to pitch to Julio. I mean, I don't know if they realize Julio right now is 0 for 3, and he's DHing today, but hopefully Julio and Cal will be the heroes here. State Renaissance Fair, nice. Did you dress up? Did you and the wifey dress up for the Renaissance Fair, or did you guys just go as, just kind of participants of the show? And we got Julio in the box with 1 out in the top of the 8th. Cal on deck. Come on, Julio. We need one of these, baby. Try dance up. But we'll take singles, doubles, just anything positive. Same thing with you, Cal. Singles, doubles, but we would love the home run. Try dance up. Let's go M's. And we got Luis Castillo on the mound tomorrow. And again, he's been giving up a lot of home runs, like 8 or 9 in the last 5 games. But again, if he gives up 4 runs, as long as we get to 5 or more, it doesn't matter, right? But again, it could be a little bit higher scoring of an affair tomorrow. But hopefully we can find a way to get the dub. And we need to get the dub here today. We win here today, we're going to have a chance to sweep tomorrow. So let's get it. Let's go. Nice. You made it a family affair. Good man. Top of the 8th, 2-2 score. We had a great broadcast yesterday. Almost 3,400 people. Over 100 likes for the first time on a Mariner stream in 2025, which was awesome. Gained 10 plus subs yesterday as well. And most importantly, we hit the goal on the likes and the dono train, but we won the game, most importantly. And that's what we needed. 7-6 final in 12. And this feels like it could end up being a 3-2 final, for the Mariners or something of that nature. 3-2 or 4-3, but we'll see what happens here. Pitch comm issue there for Martin. Right? Well, we got plenty of guys that we could have had bunt. Like, JP could bunt. Like, if you look at the people in the lineup, JP could bunt, Julio can bunt, Rayleigh can bunt, Randy can bunt, Dom could bunt, Dylan Moore could bunt, Mastroboni could bunt, Cole Young could bunt. Really the only guys you wouldn't want bunting is Cal and Solano. But again, it's not something that they do. And again, when you don't bunt, it really hurts. First pitch fouled off right down the middle by Julio from Martin. 0-1 count. Teams are not designed to practice defensive strategies off the bunt. That's why 80% of the time when a guy bunts and it's good, he's safe. Either based off his speed, obviously a wild throw to first, or, maybe reaching for that baseball a little early. 0-1 pitch in play. Pull it, Julio. Yes. And Julio with a single to left. Here we go. It's time to win this fucking game. And Julio says, I'm not going to be like JP and go 0 for 4. I got responsibilities. 1 for 4. Nice single, Julio. And here we go. With one swing, the game could be over. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Let's go, baby. Singles, doubles. But obviously, we're looking for this right here. Trident's up, a 4-2 lead and a 4-2 victory. Let's go, Cal. We're looking for home run number 33. Yeah, Robles could bunt quite often as well. So appreciate that, Birdman. Top of the 8th, 2-2 Mariners and Rangers. Julio at first, Cal Raleigh, big dumper in the box. Martin on the mound. First pitch, Cal in play. Damn it. And he flies out to left. I was really hoping that Cal would work the count there and pulled the Julio and got a little overly aggressive, and now it's 2 away. Now we have to pray that Luke Rayleigh will be the hero here in the 8th. Come on, Luke. First pitch from Martin to Luke Rayleigh. Takes a strike looking on the line, 0-1 count. And I appreciate the kind words. I do believe that I do provide one of the best baseball streams on planet Earth. There's going to be a lot of people on YouTube that do sports, but I don't think anyone really does it the way that I do it for baseball, basketball, football, hockey, WWE, NASCAR. A lot of people, they only do one thing, like one sport or their favorite team. But, I don't think anyone really has the flexibility like myself. But again, I put in a lot of time, energy, and effort reading and film study outside of the streams, and I think it shows. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, high and away. No balls at 2 strikes with a runner at first and 2 outs with a 2-2 tie. Julio at first, Luke Rayleigh in the box. And down goes Rayleigh, and that is out number 3. We're going to have to try to find a way to win in the 9th, or it may be a 3-2 victory in 10 or 11, which kind of feels like that might be the case. All right, let's not lose the game here, though, in the 8th inning. Let's see who's up next here for the Rangers. 1 for 2 with a run, 2 RBIs, and a base on ball. Had the 2-run homer to give him the 2-run lead. Corey Seager. Homered yesterday, homered today. He's good. Batting second, 1 for 3 with 2 Ks. Second baseman, Marcus Semien. And batting third, 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. Right fielder, Adolis Garcia. And we gained another sub. Subs are coming in aplenty, and I appreciate that. Almost 15 subs just today. Here we go. 90 subs to 21,000. Let's go. And obviously once we hit 21,000, then 22,000, then 23,000, 24,000, 25,000, 50,000, 75,000, and then the ultimate, long-term goal, 100,000. And I'm going to, I'm not going to quit anytime. So I'm going to be here for the rest of my life. So it may take a while to be able to get to that number, but I know we will. Let's go, baby. Let's find a way to win this fucking game. Bottom of the 8th. We're knotted up at 2. Again, another game with the Rangers that could go either way. Brian Wu had a magnificent performance, 9 Ks. Just missed that 10th K barely. But again, one bad pitch right down the middle to Corey Seager was the difference. And at least we got the tie with, Randy with that RBI single that we needed. And now it's just going to be up to someone to be the hero. And Rayleigh struck out swinging. Couldn't get it done. But hopefully we can get someone in the 9th to get the job done here for the Mariners. Let's go. And they still got Gabe Spire out there, which makes me a little nervous. First pitch from Spire to Seager, takes a strike looking, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch from Spire to Seager. In play, get him out, and grounded out to first, got him. There we go. Seager not hurting us anymore. 1 away. Next up, second baseman, Marcus Semien. Let's go, Gabe. First pitch from Spire to Semien, takes a strike looking, high and away, 0-1 count. I would love to be able to see the good Gabe here today. And so far, so good. It almost reminds me of the Gabe at the beginning of the year who was electric with Munoz. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, high and away. Behind him the count, no balls and 2 strikes with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th to Marcus Semien. Let's go, Spire. 0-2 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Spire to Semien. Few likes away from 60, I believe, and we're at 70 on the dono train, 30 to go to hit the goal. 1-2 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Spire to Semien. Come on, Gabe. No wild pitches, as he has that one go right in the dirt when I say that. No wild pitches. Just find a way. No home runs, no hits, no RBIs. Just get the job done. Even if that means you can't punch them out. We need pop-ups and ground-outs. Just simple plays, so that way we can go in the 9th and win this game 3-2. And if we don't win it in the 9th inning, then we got to win it in the 10th. In play, and fouled out to first. I love it. Gabe Spire doing his job. Do your job. 2 away. Next up, 0 for 3 with 3 Ks, right fielder Adolis Garcia. First pitch from Gabe Spire, high and away, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss by Adolis Garcia. 1 ball and 1 strike with nobody on and 2 outs. Spire on the mound, Adolis Garcia in the box. Let's go, Gabe. And I'm impressed. This is the best Gabe has done in weeks. to pitch the one out in the, end of the 7th inning, and then now pitching in the 8th and doing a good job. But again, he's still got one more batter to retire. 1-1 pitch, fouled off, high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Spire to Garcia. Come on, baby. One more strike or pop up or ground out. One more out. And I like our chances here in the 9th, 10th, or 11th. 1-2 pitch. High and inside. 4-seam fastball misses the strike zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Adolis Garcia. Come on, baby. Both teams have left 5 on base. Not as bad as yesterday with the Mariners, so that's good. And there it is. Adolis Garcia strikes out swinging, baby. And now this is the day where we actually say, you know what, Gabe, you played awesome. And we haven't been able to say that for fucking weeks. This is the first time that Gabe hasn't thrown a wild pitch to bring in a run from third to score. He hasn't given up back-to-back hits and had a fucking meltdown, or given up multiple home runs in an inning for us to fucking lose. Nice job by Gabe in the 7th with that last out and getting 3 outs in the fucking 8th. And we might end up winning this game now because of Gabe Spire. Nice fucking job. So glad I get to say that, man, because it just felt like, every time he came out there, you just had a bad feeling that something bad was going to happen. But he's turned the corner, it seems like, and that is a good sign for Mariner fans. All right, here we go. Time to win the game here in the top of the 9th. Garcia coming in for Martin here in the top of the 9th. And I don't know if this is the correct order or not, but it might be, Randy, Donovan Solano, Dominic Canzone. I believe that's what the order will be, so. Unless they end up having someone come in and pinch hit and whatnot, so. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. You haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get as many likes as we possibly can. We're trying to get to that 60 or 70 number. We're at 70 on the dono train, 30 more to go. And again, shout out to all the new subs. We've acquired like 12 subs just today, which is great. We're on a good tear, in 2025. And the better that the Mariners do, the more results we're going to have on the channel moving forward as well. So I can only imagine the year that we go to the World Series where we're going to be channel-wise. Again, it'll be huge. And again, we got to crawl before we walk. But, Mariners got a very bright future for the next 15 to 20 years. So I'm very excited about that. All right, we need 6 more likes to get to 70, huh? We're at 64. If you're in the room and haven't smashed that like button yet, do your boy a solid. All right, Garcia, first pitch to Randy Arozarena, fouls it off right down the middle, 0-1 count. And Randy is our hero from a few innings back for getting that RBI single. Can he do something again? I hope so. 0-1 pitch, low and away with the changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike with nobody on and no outs. Top of the 9th, we're tied up at 2. Bring that electricity, Randy Arozarena. Let's go, baby. Come on, Randy. One pitch, big swing and a miss, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. Come on, baby. We need all the good luck charms that we can get. 1-2 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Garcia to Randy Arozarena. Come on, baby. Let's go. Who's going to be the unexpected hero? So far, it's Dominic Canzone and Randy Arozarena, but we need someone else. If it ends up it might end up being Randy and Dom again. But we'll find out. 2-2 pitch, fouled off with that slider, 87 miles an hour by Garcia, the lefty. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Obviously a game and could go either way with a 2-2 tie here in the 9th. But I do have a good feeling that we can win this 3-2. 2-2 pitch. And Randy with a nice single to left. Let's go. My boy. Randy's like, I'm trying to be the fucking hero here. Way to be. Nice job. All right, here we go. We're looking for heroes, not zeros. 0 for 3 with a K. Donovan Solano. I know he can get a single. Let's go, baby. Let's keep the rally going. Let's go. Top of the ninth. Global broadcast on FS1. 2-2 tie. Solo dinger by Dominic Canzone. 1-0 Mariners. 2-run jack by Corey Seager. 2-1 Rangers. RBI single by Randy. 2-2 tie. And Randy ends up getting a single. Definitely wanted 2, but he would have been thrown out if he tried. So good thing he pumped the brakes there and went back to first. First pitch to Donovan Solano, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 4-seam fastball, 94 miles an hour by Garcia, the lefty. 0-1 count. Come on, Solano. It's just crazy how, a player can be like, this guy shouldn't even be on our AAA affiliate. He should be cut. And then now he's one of our saviors to the team, and it's not just about name recognition, about popular players. We have to be so thankful that Donovan turned it around. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike to Donovan Solano. And there's another thing about him that I like when he's been on his hot streak lately. He's been working the count pretty often. Is there times where he ends up getting out within the first 3 pitches? Yeah. Does he strike out looking and swinging once in a while? Yeah. I mean, he's 0 for 3, but again, at any given point, he can be a hero. In play, and grounded out into the double play. And this is, I guess, the bad Solano that we didn't want to see. 2 away. So it looks like we're going to have to probably win this in extras unless we get a miracle here by Dominic Canzone with a solo dinger. But what are the chances of him hitting a dinger after hitting a dinger? I guess it could happen, but probably not that likely. Brutal, man. I hate double plays, man. It's great when we get them, defensively, but gosh, when you hit into one, I mean, there's nothing more fucking deflating. It's almost like throwing a pick 6, And down goes Canzone, which I figured would happen. Anytime you end up getting a double play with 2 outs, usually that next guy, you're fucked, and nothing for Dom there. All right, we have to play good defense here so that way we don't lose 3-2 and 9, but I do think that we can win 3-2 and 10, 11, or 12. We just got to make sure that they don't win the game here at the bottom of the ninth. All right, let's see who's up here for the Rangers and their last opportunity in the bottom of the ninth to win. Next up, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks, DHing Jonah Heim. Batting second in the 6-hole, center fielder, 1 for 3, Evan Carter. And batting third, 1 for 3 with a K, third baseman, Josh Young. Trident's up, let's go M's. And who is going to be the pitcher? It's not going to be Gabe Spire again. And that could be the difference between us winning or losing right here. And I'll be live tomorrow at 11:30 Pacific. Leiter versus Luis Castillo, both with a 4-5 record. 3.69 ERA from Castillo, 4.55 from Leiter. Should be a good one tomorrow morning. But we still got today's game here. We win today, we can go for a sweep. If we lose today, then tomorrow is a must win. But I still feel that we can get it done here. And Matt Brash is in, just like Captain mentioned. And I like our chances of getting out of this inning. And hopefully Brash will pitch the 10th also. I don't know what the chances of that happening are. Probably not likely. But, if we really want to win, having Brash pitch the 9th and the 10th would be key. I get it. Closers, are limited with reps. But again, it's not like we're asking them to pitch 3 or 4 innings. If you're a guy in the pen, you should be able to be capable of pitching 2 innings strong. All right, Brash, let's go, baby. First pitch from Brash to Heim, fouls it off right down the middle. 0-1 count. Let's go, Brash. Brash on the mound, Jonah Heim in the box. Let's go. Our most trustworthy pitcher on the entire staff. More trustworthy than Munoz, more trustworthy than Bizardo, more trustworthy than Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Luis Castillo, Brian Wu, Emerson Hancock, Logan Evans. Matt Brash is the most trustworthy guy we got. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Brash to Heim. Let's go. "15 innings pitched with a 0.00 ERA. 16 Ks with 5 walks. Is that good? Damn right it is. 1-2 pitch. High and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Brash to Jonah Heim. Two pitch. And Jonah Heim strikes out swinging. Let's fucking go. 1 away. My boy. Way to bring that electricity. You are so fucking trustworthy. It's ridiculous. Wish we had 2 or 3 Matt Brashes in the fucking bullpen. Next up, center fielder Evan Carter. First pitch from Matt Brash. Takes a strike looking. Paints the corner beautifully. 0-1 count. And just imagine if we had Brash last year, we would have made the playoffs. Just with him alone. You know, even with the struggles that we had with bad team batting average and being like the #1 strikeout team, we would have been able to, win a couple more games. You have Matt Brash on your team, you can win 5 to 10 more games than you would have if you didn't have him. Facts. He's that good. 1-1 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Brash to Carter. Let's go. Bottom of the 9th, 2-2 tie. Global broadcast on FS1. Brash on the mound. Carter in the box. Mariners won 7-6 and 12 yesterday. We might have a similar type of extra inning matchup here if we're lucky. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss by Carter. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Come on, baby. 2 more likes to 70. Let's get it. Two pitch. In play. Grounds out to the shortstop. Throw to first. 2 away. Here we go. All right, we're down to our last out here potentially. First pitch to Josh Young. Takes a strike looking high and inside. 0-1 count. Well, that's one special thing about Brash. On most of his pitches where they don't swing, he's in the strike zone. And that definitely makes a big difference when you can get ahead of the count 0-1 or 0-2. And he's better than anybody else on the team on getting that first or second pitch strike. 0-1 pitch, low and away, knuckle curve. 1 ball and 1 strike from Brash to Young. 1-1 pitch, low and away again with that knuckle curve. 2 balls and 1 strike from Brash to Josh Young. 2-1 pitch, high and away. 3 balls and 1 strike to Josh Young. Come on, Matt. Strike zone, baby. Bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. We're knotted up at 2. Brash on the mound, Josh Young in the box. And it's a 3-1 count. 3 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs. We need 1 more out, and we can find a way, hopefully, to win this 3-2 in the 10th or the 11th inning. Come on, Brash. Yeah, we peaked at over 250 people in the room yesterday, which was awesome. And we ended up getting 108 likes, even a couple after the stream ended from people watching the replay. But over 3,300 people, which is amazing. So, and that probably won't be the last time that we hit numbers like that. We'll be able to hit numbers like that and even beyond that. Three-one pitch and knuckle curve is a walk. Brutal. Come on, Matt Brash. Josh Young with a 5-pitch walk. And now, hopefully this will be the last batter. 0 for 2 with a base on ball, left fielder Alejandro Osuna. First pitch from Brash to Osuna. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. 0-1 count. Bottom of the ninth with the runner at first with 2 outs, 2-2 tie. Brash on the mound, our best pitcher on the team overall as far as trust, and Osuna in the box. A 1 pitch, low and at the knees by Matt Brash. 1 ball and 1 strike to Alejandro Osuna. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 70 plus likes on the stream. And we're at 70 on the dono train, 30 to go. Bottom of the ninth, runner at first, 2-2 tie with 2 outs. 1 ball and 1 strike from Brash to Osuna. 1-1 pitch. And that one is low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike to Alejandro Osuna. And we have a mound visit from Cal to Brash to make sure they're on the same page based off the pitches that he wants. Sliders and changeup so far here to Alejandro Osuna. 2-1 pitch, fouled off, knuckle curve right down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Alejandro Osuna. Let's go, Brash. 1 more pitch, baby. Let's get this punch out. Bottom of the ninth, runner at first, 2-2 tie, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Let's get it done here. We can win this game 3-2, baby. And in play, and grounded out to the shortstop, throw to first, got him. There we go, baby. End of the 9th inning, top of the 10th. Here we go, Mariners. Hopefully this is where we win, but it'll depend on the lineup. And the lineup isn't great, so we might have to wait till the 11th, but maybe we can get something done here. We have to pray. All right, leading off 0 for 1, right fielder Dylan Moore. If I'm the manager here, I have Dylan bunt because you can't fucking hit, but you can bunt. And again, I don't know why Dylan hasn't been bunting. You know, again, in the last 30 at-bats, he's got like 1 fucking hit. He hasn't been good for months. So drop the fucking bunt down. I hope he does. It would have been much better to have this guy rather than Dylan Moore. But, you know, batting second, 0 for 2. Second baseman Cole Young. And batting third, 0 for 4 with 2 Ks, J.P. Crawford. It'll literally take a miracle for us to win with these 3 guys based on how they've been playing today. You know, so again, we might have to wait until the 11th inning unless Demo gets on with a bunt, and then we might be in business. But, you know, not really the strongest lineup. You got the worst player on the team right now, Dylan Moore. Cole Young, you know, he's a rookie, you know, from AAA Tacoma Rainiers. Sometimes he gets hits. Sometimes he looks like a rookie. And normally when JP is up, we're like, yes. But today he's 0 for 4. So it's not looking like the strongest lineup, you know, for these 3 batters. But you never know. There always can be an unsung hero. You know, who knows who will be that guy. But hopefully we get something out of Dylan Moore instead of him striking out on 3 pitches or swinging at the first pitch and popping out or grounding out, which has been kind of a regular thing for him. Yeah, but also you have to look at body language, you know, and you have to look at their overall vibe, you know, and how they're carrying themselves and whatnot, you know. And obviously we know baseball is super mental, you know, not just physical. And, you know, I hope it works out. And we got a ghost runner at second, so. And you got to think at some point, Demo's got to be a fucking hero at some point, you would think, right? And we got Williamson running for Canzone. First pitch from Armstrong to Demo, unless they have an epic meltdown by their, quote unquote pitcher, closer, finisher here. First pitch right down the middle, takes a strike looking 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss behind in the count 0-2 to Dylan Moore. Yeah, for me, I think we'll have a better chance in the 11th inning. I would be very shocked if we get anything here in the 10th. But again, I hope I'm wrong. I hope we win it in this inning. But 0-2 pitch, and there it is. Dylan Moore strikes out swinging, one away. When you just know, bro. Nobody's going to follow this team more closely with a microscope than myself. Next up is Cole Young. Now, is it possible Cole Young gets an RBI single here or a single? Of course. He's only 0 for 2, but hopefully we can get it done here. First pitch, takes a strike looking outside of the zone. Terrible call by that ump. It was a ball, but called strike, 0-1 count. But my gut feeling says that we're not going to get anything in this inning, and we're going to have to try to win in 11 or 12. But again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And then we win in this inning, great. But I don't got a lot of confidence in Young and JP today. Normally I do, but based on how they played today, not so much. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, behind in the count, 0-2. And again, I'm not going to be correct on every prediction I have, but I'm pretty locked in most of the time. Top of the 10th, runner at second. 2-2 tie. You got Williamson running for Canzone. 0-2 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Armstrong to Young. Yeah, send Demo down for Harry Ford. Stat. Top of the 10th, 2-2 tie. Armstrong on the mound. Cole Young in the box. I mean, again, really, the only way I feel like we get to 3 is if Armstrong has a meltdown, but I don't know if we're going to get it. 1-2 pitch, fouled off, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cole Young. 1-2 pitch, and that is strike 3, 2 away. My ESP, man, I'm telling y'all. All right, last chance. Back at the top of the order, 0 for 4. Let's not go 0 for 5, JP Crawford. Now, if JP was like 2 for 4 today, then I would have a better feeling. But him being 0 for 4 with 2 Ks is not ideal today. Top of the 10th, runner at second with 2 outs. First pitch, JP Crawford takes a strike looking low and away. 0-1 count. Better batting order, obviously, in the 11th, than what we have here. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike from Armstrong to Crawford. Let's go, JP. Let's go one for 5, baby. Find a way. 1-1 pitch, fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at second and 2 outs. Top of the 10th, we're knotted up at 2. Armstrong on the mound, JP Crawford in the box. Come on, JP. I still think that we can win 3-2, but it's just not going to be this inning. It's going to be in the 10th, of the 11th or the 12th inning. 1-2 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second and 2 outs. Armstrong on the mound, JP in the box. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I hope JP hits a 2-run homer here or gets a RBI single and we win 3-2, but it's going to take a lot for JP to get this done here, especially being 0 for 4. And there it is. My ESP is on point. Down goes JP Crawford. I told you, man, again, when I have these gut feelings, I'm not going to be correct 100% of the time. But when I have a gut feeling, the sports gods usually listen. And I want us to win, but I have to feel it. And I definitely didn't feel it with those 3 guys in the box. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 10th with the Mariners and the Rangers tied up at 2. And we can still win 3-2, but we weren't going to win with those guys. It's got to have to be like Julio, Cal, Luke Rayleigh, and then maybe Randy if we get to that point. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Rangers in the bottom of the 10th. Next up for the Rangers, 0 for 2 with a base on ball and a K, catcher Kyle Higashioka. Batting second, 1 for 4 with a run, first baseman Josh Smith. And batting third, 1 for 3 with a run, 2 RBIs, a walk, and a 2-run jack, Corey Seager. Trident's up. Let's go M's. Yeah, we ain't doing that. Flying Monk with a 10er. Appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks with a little Cactus Jack Bang Bang. A1 Hop Shop, North Seattle. Appreciate you. All right, Munoz is in. First pitch to Sam Haggerty, pinch hitting, takes a strike looking, 0-1 count. And I tried getting some of the photos for A1 Hop Shop, but the first couple didn't transfer over, so I'll have to wait till maybe we have a little bit of a break in the action. Haggerty bunts foul behind in the count 0-2. Nice to be able to see someone fucking bunting. 0-2 pitch, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Munoz to Haggerty. Let's go, Munoz. And Haggerty strikes out swinging, baby, on a 1-2 pitch. I love it. Down goes Haggerty, the former Seattle Mariners. Nice job, Munoz. 1 away. See ya. Next up, first baseman Josh Smith. And we're at 80 on the dono train now. 20 to go to hit the goal. A1 Hop Shop, best place to buy wine and craft beers in Seattle. I might have to make a stop at some point. I am going to Seattle next Friday on the 4th of July. First pitch in play to Smith, and he got hit by a pitch. Fuck, Munoz. Christ. Andres, what are you doing, my guy? Can't be hitting guys like Josh Smith. Now you got runners at first and second with 1 out with Corey Seager on the mound or on the box. Come on, man. Bottom of the 10th, runners at first and second with 1 out. We're tied up at 2. And we're in a little bit of a jam now. We've got to be able to get him out. Obviously, best case scenario here, a slow dribbler by Corey Seager, and we get a double play and we get out of this inning, which is possible. But again, you can't pitch right down the middle to Seager. He will make you pay. He's got 2 home runs in the series so far, 1 yesterday and a 2-run jack today. Appreciate you, Flying Monk. Bottom of the 10th, runners at first and second with 1 out. And again, you know when Munoz is good, you know, when he doesn't hit guys and he doesn't throw wild and he's not giving up, you know, a couple walks and a couple hits, you know, he mouths down the order, you know. But again, lately Munoz has been a little shaky. Brash is really the only guy in the bullpen that we can trust 100%. And again, he didn't really have his first fuck up, you know, in his first 50 games, his ERA was 0, you know, but lately within the last few, Munoz has not been the greatest. First pitch to Seager, fouled off, high and away, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, low and at the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike from Andres Munoz to Corey Seager. Bottom of the 10th, runners at first and second with 1 out. We're tied up at 2. We just got to get ourselves out of this jam. 1-1 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. Great pitch by Munoz there with the sinker. I think it fooled Seager. 1 ball and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 1 out. Let's go, baby. Grind it out, Munoz. Bottom of the 10th, 2-2 tie. We won 7-6 and 12 yesterday, and I'm not shocked that this game went extra innings, you know, and again, we'll see what happens tomorrow as well. It's always a fucking battle. Records go out the window when you play a divisional opponent in the American League West or in any sport. 1-2 pitch, fouled off, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Munoz to Seager. 1-2 pitch, low and away with that slider, 87 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Munoz to Seager. Fucking A, wild pitch. You got to be kidding me. Osuna to third. And this is not the good Munoz that we're used to. Now we got runners at second and third with 1 out. Not looking good. They're definitely in the best position to threaten and win the game here. I would have went with Brash again rather than going with Munoz here. 2-2 pitch, low and away. Holy hell. 3 balls and 2 strikes. He's 1 pitch away from having bases loaded. That happens. We lost. Fuck. Bottom of the 10th, runners at second and third. Come on, Munoz. We need a punch out and a pop up or a punch out and a ground out. Come on. Or 2 ground outs and 2 pop outs. But find a way. Fuck. And that is ball 4. Christ. Bases loaded with 1 out. This is not looking good. Now it's going to take a miracle for us to win with bases loaded and 1 out. Fuck. Next up is Marcus Semien. I mean, unless we can mow down Semien and Garcia. Should have went with Brash, like I mentioned. You know, Munoz is our closer, but he's not as good as Brash this year. First pitch to Semien. Big swing and a miss right down the middle. 0-1 count. I mean, we can get a force out at home and then, you know, maybe a punch out or whatnot. But, I mean, unless we're lucky enough to get 2 punch outs. But Munoz is all over the place. 0-1 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike with bases loaded and 1 out. Fucking A, man. And again, if we lose the game because of Munoz, you know, he's supposed to be one of our more trustworthy guys. But again, him and Gabe Spire, you know, even though Gabe was good today, have been a little bit of a liability. 1-1 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Munoz to Semien. You know, hell, at this point, if I was the Rangers, I wouldn't even swing because I don't think Munoz can hit the strike zone. And if they don't swing the next couple batters, they'll probably just walk in the guy from third and win 3-2 that way. I mean, that's, you know, if I was the Rangers, I mean, that's where I would go. But maybe they got the memo. 2-1 pitch, inside. He can't hit the zone. 3 balls and 1 strike. And he might be able to get a strike here to make it 3-2, but I don't think he'll be able to throw back-to-back strikes. And this might be the end of the Mariners here. Damn you, Munoz. You son of a bitch. You're supposed to be reliable like Brash, not a fucking liability like Zach Pop, motherfucker. Yeah, but again, if I'm the Rangers manager, don't swing. I don't give a fuck what he throws. That's what I would be saying. He might be able to throw that strike on that pitch like he did right there. Takes a strike looking, 3-2 pitch, but can Munoz do it again? I hope so. I hope they just sit there and take strike 3 right down the middle. And then we'll still have one more batter to go. 3-2 pitch, and he actually swings, fouls off. 4-seam fastball, nice souvenir for that fan. 3 balls and 2 strikes with bases loaded and 1 out. Come on, Munoz. Dig yourself out of this fucking ditch you put yourself in. It's going to take a miracle now. Come on now. Let's just get this out, and then we can start over. And then we go Adolis Garcia. Find a way. 3-2 pitch, game on the line. And fouled off again. Fuck. 3 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 1 out, Rangers threatening. And it's either going to be a RBI to win, a walk from third to come in to win, or Munoz gets the batter out, and we go with that last out. Come on, Andres. Come on, Munoz. Bottom of the 10th, bases loaded, 2-2 tie. And I don't know if anyone anticipated Munoz being this shitty coming in. Should have went with Brash. 3 balls, 2 strikes, everyone in the stadium standing up. Global broadcast, FS1. 3-2 pitch in play, and that's it. Simeon singles to right, game over. Final score, Rangers 3, Mariners 2. Munoz, you fucking suck. Fuck! Brutal, for fuck's sake, dude. And that's what happens, when you end up having a guy that, is normally trustworthy, but lately hasn't been. And there's a difference between the good Munoz and the bad Munoz. But again, we still have a chance to win the series tomorrow. But this one is painful, just like yesterday for them. This is a game that we should have won, but again, bullpen is everything. Final score, Rangers 3, Mariners 2. And if we have a situation like this again, you don't bring in Munoz. You have Brash pitch 2 innings back-to-back. Brutal. Well, GG to all the Ranger fans. That was a great comeback victory for you guys. And hopefully, we'll be able to score more runs than 2. And we're going to be, obviously, with an early morning start tomorrow with Luis Castillo on the bump. Disappointing loss, but again, maybe I should coach. I think I could do a better job. Let's see if I can find at least something photo here for you before I go with the A1. A lot of the other options weren't letting me bring up, but let's see if I can do it. He said, best place for beer, wine, smokes, gifts, and groceries for that craft beer. Appreciate your support, my guy. I mean, I think I could manage. I could be the stat nerd. Stats, analytics. All of the nerd shit. I'm on that, and also, being able to, understand how to manage. And when to pull a guy, when to bring a guy in, when to take a guy out, and there is an art, to that. Not everybody knows how to, do that, even if you're a quote unquote professional. Wow, looks like they have a huge selection here as I'm looking at a photo inside here for Flying Monk and his A1 spot. Golly. They got everything in there, huh? Okay. Well, fucking A, man. Brutal fucking loss, the Mariners should fucking hire me and put me on the fucking staff, man. Have me sit right next to Dan Wilson and Edgar Martinez and Seitzer, and I'll have a fucking little iPad and I'll be giving them all the goddamn stats, you know, and I really do believe if every team had a stat nerd in the dugout with the iPad and the pen and paper right next to them, those guys would be able to make better decisions. And it's not just like Moneyball, where you're trying to get guys, you know, on the cheap that are good players that are not well known to construct a super team for the Athletics in that Moneyball movie. But you need to be able to understand when guys need to go and when guys need to stay. And we just haven't been able to figure that out. Final score, Rangers 3, Mariners 2. And hopefully we'll be a little bit better tomorrow, which I believe we will. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Monkey Kung Fu, as well as Flying Monk. You know, we ended up hitting 80 on the Dono train. And shout out to all the people that liked, sub, donated, commented, and shared. And shout out to All Day and Captain for helping out on the likes, especially Captain, because he was here for a majority of the stream all day, enjoying, obviously, some festivities with the family. Glad you were able to come in here late. Flying Monk, appreciate you. Monkey Kung Fu, appreciate you. Captain, appreciate you. Everyone in the building, appreciate you. And again, we will be better tomorrow, and I will be live tomorrow. Again, it will be an early matchup. Obviously, let's look at the exact time, and I'll give the breakdown again. And we play tomorrow early on the rubber match. So the exact time will be 11:35, but I'll be live at 11:30 Pacific. And we got Luis Castillo on the mound against Leiter. Both are 4-5, which is good. 3.69 ERA from Castillo, 4.55 from Leiter. The only concern I have is that Castillo has given up like 8-9 homers in the last 5 starts. So hopefully, you know, he doesn't give up a shitload tomorrow. And if he does, hopefully they're only solo dingers and we, you know, can put up some fucking runs. Magic number, 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits tomorrow. But I'm not going to let this ruin my day. Good job to the Rangers for getting the dub in 10. And hopefully we can win in regulation tomorrow. Love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. If you didn't get a chance to watch WWE Night of Legends in Saudi Arabia, which was on at 10 a.m. this morning, I highly recommend. I'm going to watch it now and spend time with my pup. Love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. And I got one question for you. Well, you know, talk sports like us. Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Tridents up, go Mariners, and I'm out. Okay.